Walk to the ring, done my walkout. I've seen him just walking out with these like random gloves on, TNs on, these like Adidas shorts that are down here that he's pulled out his wardrobe. I'm like, oh right, and so I'm like looking at my comment.
Because I know a lot of people would have been slating us and slagging us off. But then seeing people who were slagging us off who were saying, Callum shitting and they get in the ring with us and then I bring fireworks. Everyone used to slag me off and I get in the ring with them and it's different gravy.
The difference with it for me is just the levels. Like how far you can go with unlicensed and how far you can go with the amateurs is, I feel like it's up and down here, do you know what I mean?
Like, I think the amateur now is nowhere near as good as it used to be. Some of the kids that didn't know, most of the good kids now are turning pro.
Probably don't. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't gamble, I don't do nothing. I'm teetotal on everything.
And we just won a load of money in Vegas on the gambling machines.
No, it's just clickbait.
This kid on Gorilla, he's getting smashed a bit. And then Kieran Hughes, you know you're in for a hard night. On that. Just keep training hard, because I think you've got a good 30 seconds in you and then you're getting stopped, mate.
Right, so episode 6 of the Bullsh Club podcast. I've got Callum Drinkald here and Jake Paterson.
Paterson. That's a restart.
Keep going. Paterson. Jake Paterson. And also
Paterson, yeah, what?
Jack, Palmo Prince, losing his podcast virginity. He's on for the first time, so be good crack. I'm going to say this episode is 18 plus, so any kids watching, switch it off, or any parents letting the kids watch it, turn it off, because
that's just because I'm here.
It might get a bit over PG, but don't worry about it, just stay along.
I don't mean to, I just get a bit excited sometimes.
Join the crack. Just quickly, Callum, just go over what you achieved as an amateur, and then we'll do the same with you.
You've achieved now, have you?
5 national titles, 7 Tyne Tasmania titles, GB Tri-Nations. I won the Essex Box Cup, Hull Box Cup, MT Kia Box Cup. I won 4 or 5 box cups. I think I boxed for England a few times. Yeah. That's about it, really.
Fucking hell.
That's about it. How many fights have you had, Jake?
16.
16.
Got half an unlicensed belt, haven't you? Got like half an unlicensed belt or something.
And you haven't boxed an amateur yet, have you?
No.
No. So the whole reason these two are on today is because I've been mentioning it for a while, been wanting to do it, because the whole amateur and unlicensed, that's why we've called it amateur versus unlicensed, because what you've got is you've got Callum Drinkald going from obviously an established amateur, he's now moved to the unlicensed scene, we're going to find out why soon. And you've got Jake Paterson, who's going from unlicensed to amateurs. So 2 of the opposites, both at the right time. I think it's a good time to get them on to talk about why and what's led them to this point. I've obviously got Jack on as well, because he's friends with Jake, who come from the same club on the unlicensed circuit. And I've known Callum for since the start of any boxing, really, when he was boxing at Kenton. So I've kind of watched him go from amateur to pro. But so that's why I've got them on. It's an interesting conversation, but I probably want to go straight into it, Jake. Probably just for you first, mate, and just ask why now, and what's the reason for going over the amateurs?
I think what it was, I've had since I started boxing, I've had people in my ear all the time since I started about why you an unlicensed, why aren't you doing amateur and this and that. And I've always watched amateur boxing and not thought much of it. I've always thought I didn't like the style. I've never liked the style. So at this point, when I'm sort of around more lads who I know, who are amateur boxers as well, and I've just had it in my ear. Oh, you need to go amateur. So it's sort of like been in the back of my head for a while. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think that's down to your style? Do you think it's because you think you'll be more fitted to the amateurs than you are the unlicensed?
No, so when I've come over to the amateurs, I come over to Billingham last Monday, and my style's completely different, to all lads in the gym.
Isn't that a bad thing though? Going from having like it's kind of a pro style, going back to amateur style, and then going back to pros after. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta get the split of both now, but isn't that a bad thing for
Yeah,
Callum?
so that's always something I've had. That's always something I've said, that, well, why would I go amateur after learning a pro style? Obviously wanting to go pro in the long run. But I feel like because my style's so like, I've set my style to a certain point, I'm not just gonna forget about this style and go like end up like boxing like a proper amateur. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it'd be more of a mix of both, which I feel like, because it's what I've learned from the start, it wouldn't be hard to turn back over.
So do you know?
I do want to go pro.
Because when you go to the amateurs, obviously you're going to have to tell England Boxing how many bouts you've had on the unlicensed scene. So you're going to be coming up against like experienced point pickers, lads who've been in the amateur circuit from the start and had the same amount of experience of you. So do you think it'll be hard for you to adjust when you get in there and actually box?
Definitely I do. But one thing I've been told, and I'm not sure how true it is, I need to find out for definite. But however many bouts I've had as an unlicensed boxer, it gets halved. So every bout half a bout.
Right,
so when I go into the amateurs, I'll go in as an 8-bouter.
Right.
But I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've been told.
That is true, I think.
I'll have to have a look. I didn't know that actually, but it's interesting because obviously it is going to be hard for you. Do you know what I mean? Because you're going straight in there with experienced boxers and that. But what would you say is, what are you trying to get out of it going to the amateurs?
I sort of wanted to be, so on the unlicensed scene, I've never been like someone to be full of myself and have a big ego and this and that, but I've been told recently in the past year or so that like, oh, I'm the best on the scene and I'm this and I'm that. And then I'm losing to kids who personally I don't think I should be losing to.
Right.
So I've sort of wanted to sort of knock myself down a peg, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I've realised there's levels between amateur boxing and licensed boxing. And that's so I want to go over there to get this thing off my shoulders where it's like, how would I do in the amateurs? How would I do against these top kids?
Yeah, because I suppose you'd never know if you didn't try.
Yeah, like I wouldn't want to go into the pro. I wouldn't want to turn over as a pro. Have however many fights with journeymen.
Yeah.
And then by the time I'm fighting someone on the same amount of bouts or the same level as me in the pros, find out, oh shit, I should have gone amateur, like, and found out there was levels before.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So that's something that obviously you're similar, Callum, because you're doing it for the opposite way. Because you've had the experience as an amateur, and now you're going to unlicensed to trying to get ready for the pros. Is that right?
Aye, definitely.
So what would you say, just to like obviously your best way to explain it for your reason to go to unlicensed?
Just obviously the style, innit? The 10-ounce gloves. You're going from 10-ounce gloves back to 12-ounce. I'm going from obviously 12-ounce to 10-ounce.
Aye.
So like that's kind of the reason. But at the same time, I understand why you're going amateur. Have you not boxed amateur at all before?
No, never.
Say if you've never boxed amateur before, I would be looking at you as if to say like you may as well just stay unlicensed. But you want the amateur experience.
Yeah.
If you didn't have the amateur experience, and it is hot to go on as a pro, innit?
Definitely.
This is your apprenticeship.
I mean, Fabio Wall, he's lucky really, innit?
Yeah,
but like everybody else,
that's what you hear, innit? That's
everybody
like,
else is top amateurs and then they're going pro. You didn't really get looked at otherwise, do you? When you're like, even it doesn't matter how good you are as an unlicensed fighter, if you haven't got good amateur pedigree, you didn't even get looked at, do you?
That's another thing I've said recently, like turning over as a pro, I want to have like that CV behind me. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't want to turn over and say I get seen, oh, he's a good boxer. I get asked questions, what have you accomplished? And like he can say everything he said at the start. I feel like it doesn't really matter how good the lad is I beat on an unlicensed scene. They've not got that behind them for me to say, yeah, I beat that top kid who's done this and that.
And I think, and I spoke about this in the last episode with Nathan Forrest, it's because unlicensed had a bad name for such a long time.
Definitely.
I think it's changing now. It's becoming more, because everyone wants to be a boxer and you get all this influencer crack and everyone wants to give it a go. I think the unlicensed scene's getting a bit of a better name. Yeah. I think people are starting to realise that it's not what it's been made out to be for God knows how many years, you know what I mean? So it'd be nice one day to, like, everything you just listed off, a lad from the unlicensed scene can list off the same amount of things that way out, do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I understand when you're saying that you're going over to try and get some of them accolades, what he's just ticked off there, looks good on your CV. It is your apprenticeship, isn't it?
Pretty much.
What you're doing now is you're trying both ends of the so it's good, it's understandable. But just, and it's a question for both of you, what's your experience like being the amateurs? Obviously you from the start and you recently? Do you want to go first?
As a what? As an amateur?
As a on the unlicensed scene,
Unlicensed
sorry,
boxer.
aye.
You just like, I feel like in the amateurs, from what I've seen of it, you're always coming against them lads who, like, they're always 50-50 bouts. I've not had 50-50 bouts all the way through, like, since I've boxed. It's all like, you have them odd lads who don't show up, and then you're boxing someone who's going to shot himself on the floor. You don't get that in the amateurs, where as an unlicensed boxer, you sort of, like you said, you're in your 10-ounce gloves and no head guard. Like, I've never boxed an head guard in my life. I've only ever boxed no head guard 10-ounce gloves, which I feel like is a sort of a bit of an advantage in the amateurs to me. But yeah, like, you're getting that sort of pro experience.
Aye.
And it's since I was 16, do you know what I mean? Like, I only started boxing when I was 16, but since then, it's always been 10-ounce no head guard, and everyone's hitting you to try and knock you out. No one's trying to score points.
So take us back when you were 16. Did you ever consider starting off with the amateurs? How come it was straight
No,
away
so
license?
how I started was, I started kickboxing about a year before. It was like the first time I'd ever trained anything. Started kickboxing, and then from kickboxing, after about 6 months of kickboxing, I went over to a MFA gym, and I wanted to fight MMA, but I thought two of my pals, Lucas Dyson and Will Dyson, I was at school with Will at the time, and he'd started boxing, so I said to him, "Oh yeah, I'll come down and train with you. Like, I'll like get my hands better for my MMA and whatever." And I'd been down about 2 or 3 times, and Mark said to me, "Oh, are you looking at fighting? Do you want to fight?"
Mark Down,
yeah. Said, "Are you wanting to fight?" And that's all I'd wanted to do since I started kickboxing. I felt like there was lads who weren't as good as me with getting fights, and so that's all I was like itching to do. So when he said that, "Oh, do you want to fight?" I was just straight away, I was just like, "Yeah, I'll fight." And then after I'd like trained for about 2 months, had my first bout, and then I loved it, so I stuck with that.
So when would you say it was like you first got the idea to go to the amateurs? And
Not long ago, I'd say probably 2-3 months ago.
Was it? Was it the day June approach you and say like?
No, it was just off my own back, really. Yeah, it was just I had it in the back of my head, and it was just slowly like I was like, right, I'm gonna have to do something. Do you know what I mean? And I sort of lost a bit of motivation in the unlicensed scene. I lost 2 fights in a row and I drew one. So I drew a fight in November, and then I won in February, and then I lost my last 2. But I knew that it was because like my head wasn't in it. I wasn't training as hard as I used to. I wasn't fully like committed. Yeah. And it was showing when I was fighting. Yeah. So I feel like there's something that I need to do to get that motivation back, and I felt like that was going over the amateurs and finding out those levels. Yeah.
What about you, Callum? What's your experience like being on a licensing? Like, when was it? When did you go? It was around
April. 25th April, I think, was my first fight.
That was after the kid show, wasn't it? Not long after.
Not long after.
So what's it been like?
I boxed James Ord, and then I turned.
That's right. At Newbiggin.
I think I boxed him like 2 weeks before I went unlicensed. But I just knew. But like my last fight with James Ord, like pretty much what you were saying there, me head and heart weren't in it. I weren't interested. I knew I wanted to turn pro really, but I just knew like it was still a long process, like get me medicals and everything like that. So I thought, what can I do in the meantime? Yeah. But now I've kept my license. I'll probably stick in this for a while now until
you're active as well.
Until I'm like obviously.
Yeah.
Well, I'm active at the minute, but I'm struggling for fights now. So.
No one wants to box you.
But no one wanted the boxers and the amateurs.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make a difference.
No, I understand that, but obviously it's because of your experience, you know what I mean? And when I got Nathan on last week, he said like you'll go on your license and you'll clean up, but I understand why you're doing it, do you know what I mean? Like you've sort of been involved in what we're doing, because the whole J Redpath fight crack, that's what kind of got us off the ground.
I blew up that, didn't it?
That's how I knew him.
That was entertaining.
Good job you just didn't get us on the interview after, you know. I would have been gone mad. I was kicking off in the changing room. Everyone had to restrain us in the changing room.
Well, I think I've had a bit of heard your opinion on what you thought of the amateurs then, really. I think that was one of the things that dropped it off.
I was finished in the amateurs, like them type of fights really. Like towards the end of the amateurs, like the officials and the judges and that, like, I didn't really like get on with most of them.
Why did you do that? Or like, why do you reckon that happened? Why do you reckon that was so scrappy?
What, the fight?
Yeah.
Because we were in Weymouth with each other.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Why is it?
We boxed in Weymouth. I'm Kelly's gym.
I was there today when they went home with Aunt Kelly. I didn't know you boxed until I seen
It was always, I was like 57, like light back in Weymouth. And he was always heavier than me. He used to box at like 67 when he was in Weymouth. He was always like 10 kilo heavier. There was a big lad coming at me in Weymouth. Every time I used to spar him, I used to batter him and spar him, so I knew it weren't a contest. So I think I went in there like trying a little bit too hard.
To prove something, man.
Try to prove like I was 10 times better than him.
The second fight was
Without being disrespectful, I knew I was 100 times better than him. Everyone in Weymouth does.
His pals are not like.
Are
you sound though? Like,
we
you're not
sound now. We've got respect now, but I was just fuming in that fight, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just by which way he was being.
You could see it. I could see it.
But the second fight was cleaner though. On your show, on the Kent show.
Do you know what it is? In the second fight, I was like 50-50. I was like, should I go out here and just fucking stop him? Because I knew I could.
Aye.
Or should I just go out and box his head off? And I just thought, nah, I'm just going to let everyone see me boxing skills.
Yeah.
Because I box the best me when I just box people's head off.
Yeah, there was no contest in the second time.
Nah.
If you
Didn't touch
if you
it.
turned over, would you box him again, like in the pros?
Well, probably not.
Stop now. I think he stopped.
I know, but it's entertaining though, innit? I know you're saying you wouldn't, but
Nah, it's entertaining, but I'm levels above him, mate. Nah, I wouldn't box him.
Strength and conditioning.
I'm gone to the top of my fighting
Yeah, from
bums.
Newcastle Falcons or Newcastle Red Bulls or whatever it is.
I
I've got a question then, while we're on the topic, right? So you've just started your amateur, you've just started your unlicensed. What advice would you give him for go? I know he's had a couple of fights.
I don't think I need to give him any.
No, but like obviously it's different.
on the amateurs, on
on the license, what he's got to
Unlicensed,
expect
aye.
because he's only early days. And what would you give to Jake? What advice would you give to Jake going into the amateurs? Because these are both early days. I know he's had a couple of fights. I know he's got more experience than you. But
give it and just
it's a different kettle of fish, though, isn't it? It's different.
on that question though, just based out around what you know about Tandies and where.
Well, obviously, it's got to be negative comments from me. Obviously, but I'd say just get ready for standing counts for absolutely now. Now, it's changed now, amateur boxing. It never used to be the way it is now. Like, people used to have brawls, like Travis
They're the
Waters.
things there. These
Travis Waters used to have brawls with like a lot of people. I remember like watching him as a Ben, like in the time days and and they used to have brawls. They used to kill each other. Ben Reese, Owen Reese, all of them, all the Berkeley fighters. Honestly, it was totally different back in the day.
Depends who you get though, innit? Some refs are lenient than others.
Some refs are lenient, but now it's just like belly dancing. You get a little jab on the head, and kids are getting counted and stopped. It's wrong, man.
Yeah.
It knocks everyone's confidence.
It's always been a thing me and my dad have gone on about. So my dad wasn't too keen on me going amateur because of stuff like that. Like
decisions and that.
You get, and like robberies and that, obviously you get that anywhere. You get it in the pros and license and that, so that doesn't really make a difference. But high tempo as well. You'd be fighting at a lot quicker pace than you do in the unlicensed.
You know, just quickly before you want sort of give something to him back about that, just explain what the unlicensed, and both of you can answer this, because I don't know really. Do you know when it comes to like ticket selling and that, is that all used? Do you just get paid for that? What's the crack? What do you have to pay for? Is it the same as the pros where we get opponent and shit?
Well, obviously, because the people who like the promotion pays for your opponent.
Right.
So if you get like, I don't know if you get paid on day like what I've just been saying that, I get paid to box and I get my ticket sales on top, which is ideal really. But some shows just offer like ticket deals.
Right.
But either way, you didn't have to pay like your promoter. Obviously, you haven't got a promoter on the license. You didn't have to pay your promoter, your trainer. Like all the money's yours. Whereas like in the pros, you're paying your promoter, your trainer, your manager. Like you're left with nought.
Yeah.
Whereas in unlicensed, you're keeping it all.
So I suppose like you were saying there about giving him advice, it's hard to say because he's obviously had a lot more fights than you. Do you know what I mean? But is there anything for the unlicensed that you'd probably advise him on, or?
I wouldn't say I'd advise him on, but I'd just say, like he's just said there, it's like a different sport.
Aye.
Like, from what I've taken from the amateurs, everything's point scoring, especially when it comes to how judges see it and referees see it. Everything comes down to point scoring. Like, they don't like knockouts and big punches and that in the amateurs, do they?
No.
Just from what I know.
It all depends on the judges.
Does happen though.
Yeah. It depends on the judges, what you're getting nowadays though.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, they used to just love scraps, and now I think it's more like kind of boxing.
All about safety, innit?
But then I don't know, because like sometimes the kids now and the schoolboys and that, some of the judges hate I've seen which way some of the referees and judges speak to the boxers, like the young kids, because they're being so cocky and that. So I don't know. Sometimes it is like, what do you want out of us, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
You're unlicensed scene, it's a lot. You're sort of doing your own thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've not got referees. One thing you don't have to worry about, and like as an unlicensed boxer,
yeah.
like you get away with a lot. Do you know
That's
what I mean?
one thing I can see. Like the last fight with Lewis Carey, the referee was so quick breaking us.
I think that's changed.
Didn't ref him though. Was it Mal, wasn't it?
He's a good ref.
Yeah,
Didn't
Mal's
ref him.
Breaking us, like, it makes you want to work harder in the clinches as well.
Yeah.
But like in the amateurs, sometimes they leave it on a bit too much. Or you're getting shouted at. Do you know when the referees get shouting at you, it does upset you, and you dig on the pot, didn't you? Like that's what it was like when Paul Allen was referees on that G Red Path show. He was being a bit too much with his attitude and that, and you just think like, I'm doing this to like enjoy it. It's meant to be a sport. I'm getting shouted at as
They
if I'm in
shout at you,
school.
like, I've noticed that, like, they do shout.
They
Like,
do, they shout.
It's like
It's wrong, man.
I feel like you're at school and you're getting told off. It's like
But,
boxing,
In
innit?
a fight at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, break off, lads, be respectful about it.
You
Don't shout
box.
at us.
Obviously, this whole podcast is just about shedding a bit of light on the amateur, because there might be plenty of kids out there watching this, our audience, who's considering doing what you're doing or considering doing what you're doing. So this is what it's about them, for them to get the insider look of what you're experiencing and doing it. So you've boxed in the Fed as an amateur and on the unlicensed circuit. Which one, in your opinion, has been better? Because I know you bring a big crowd anyway, but did you notice a difference in the atmosphere and the way it was run, or?
The atmosphere is obviously better than the license, isn't it? Because everyone enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
Everyone's just on
Partying,
Aye.
so, and it's more like the pros as well.
Yeah. You are on a gorilla
In the
show.
amateurs, you've got to be careful, like, about what your crowd's seeing in the crowd and that, because that can swing that can swing your fight.
Yeah.
I remember before, my dad's been like shouting like, you're 1 up, you're 2 up, and the judges listen to that, and they're like, obviously, if they're hearing that your dad's saying you're 1 up or you're 1 down, or they're hearing people shouting in the crowd like things that you shouldn't be shouting, like they didn't really like it in the amateurs, whereas in the license it's a bit more lenient, and like they like the crowd.
The judges don't even know how to judge half the time. You might just get someone off the street. Judge hasn't turned up to someone in there.
Yeah.
It's just like, mate, he doesn't even
But
know
I think
right.
like it's still similar though. Like the Kenton shows were men's shows. Even I boxed at a point a few times in the amateurs. A point's a good place to box at.
You've been around a bit though, haven't you? So if you just take us back on your story, I'll ask him where you started off and then come on to you, but where did it all start for you? And like, how old were you when you came to boxing? And what gyms did you box for and stuff like that?
I've been boxing my full life. I was like 5, 6 when I first started boxing. I used to do a bit. Well, my cousin Glenn Foot, he won like the prize fighter and that. I'm not sure if you'll know Glenn.
On the last D-Day show?
No, on the D-Day, he won the prize fighter. He boxed Sam Egerton, and
Do you know what it is?
you'll know who Glenn is. You probably will if you look.
Oh, fucking he boxed Sam Eggle. Aye, I know. Aye.
Well, that's my cousin that
Is it?
won the prize fighter and that. So like me family's on my mum's side are always been into boxing and that.
Aye.
So that was the reason why I was like always into boxing. But I'd done a bit of karate when I was like 5. And I was punching people in karate.
George said the same thing.
That's exactly the same as what I was doing.
Smacking people in karate. So they were like, it's no good this. And then I was getting bullied a little bit in school actually. Like I was the youngest in my year, so everybody was like a lot bigger than me in school. I remember I got my bike took off us in the street and that before and got punched in the nose, and like I had a fucking, my nose was busting that. So my mum was like, you going down the gym, took us to Southwick, which is like round the corner from me. And Iron Greymell, do you know Iron Greymell? You need to watch some of his fights in the amateur days. Honestly, he used to have tear-ups, and he walked in, and as soon as he seen us, he went, "Who's that kid there?" He called us Golden Boy, and I've just stuck with the name.
Is that why I was going to ask you why the name was?
Because I wasn't really keen on the name anymore, but obviously I've had it since I was like 6 years old, so I just keep it all the way through now.
So which gym did you start? Did you start off there? And
Southwick.
Did you move to?
I was at Southwick. Iron came in. He's seeing who's that? Like he's Golden Boy, him. He's very good. I was on YouTube and that. I'm on YouTube now. When I was like 6, 7 years old, like hitting the pads, and then I went from there to East End Boxing Club in Hendon. But back then it was like Kenny Linton and Davey Robson, but then we're not really involved in it now. I know Robert Dunn used to box there years ago as well, but he went a different way. He stayed at Hendon, and I went to East End.
Is that Sunderland East End?
Sunderland East End, aye.
That's
Obviously,
where,
Robin Hughes got that now.
yeah, that's where Ella Lonsdale now.
Early Lonsdale. I was boxing with Ellie Lonsdale back in the day, right? I was there until I was about 11 or something.
Yeah.
And then kind of just dwindled away. I was losing interest a little bit. I wanted a bit of a break because obviously I'd done it for so long. But then I just realised that, like, obviously I was getting sparring at East End. There wasn't anyone good enough to spar us. I kept sparring Joe Miller at Olympian. So then I moved to Weymouth because at the time it was Brad Archibald, Lee Rooney, Shane Paterson. Like, honestly, there was about 10, 20 lads to spar in Weymouth back in the day. Weymouth was one of the best clubs back in the day.
I'll say I was being with Van Kelly today, and he was sort of taking us over. He was in the gym at once. Kai Batista was there at one point.
Kai Batista was there.
He started off there. Did he start off there?
Honestly, there was loads of people there.
Then when did you move to Kenton after that?
I moved to Kenton after that.
Did you?
Well, I had a bit of time out after that. I was trying to decide what I wanted to do because I've always wanted to turn pro. In Weymouth, like I used to always say to Amber, when you're taking his pro, because he's got the pro stable now.
Yeah.
So I used to keep hinting on to him, and he was saying, "Nah, not yet." But
the thing is with Amp, he's got the experience and he's been around a bit. He knows the crack. Like I say, I've got to know him a bit today, and he's gone over some of the things that he's done. Obviously, looking after John Joe not now. People outside the regions obviously come to him because they know what he's like. Being coach for England and stuff, so great coach, you know what I mean? But then obviously you've gone over to Kenton where you've got like Steve Cranston there.
Just the same type of thing happened in Weymouth as well. Like towards the end when I started falling out of love with it again, I wasn't getting any sparring. I was going elsewhere for sparring, so I thought. And then Kai kept ringing us all the time. Kai Batista, you come to Kenton, we'll spar each other all the time. Me and Kai Batista, you should see the spars on, see you pay to watch.
Just want to say a massive thank you to Khan again from You Can Fly Media for helping us use the studio as always. It's been a massive help right from the start and continues to help us out throughout the progress and build of the New Bullshit Club podcast. If you didn't already know, we're doing a 5k for 5k run at the Quayside this Saturday, the 29th of August at 9:30. Make sure you come down. We're going to try and get the whole region together, or at least a majority of it, for a 5k run around the Quayside. So it's the first time we're doing this, so we'd appreciate anyone who can get behind us and come down. Should be a good event and a good day. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. Obviously, then you boxed for Kenton. You did well. Did you win much at Kenton, or did you win everything before you got to Kenton?
I won most of my things before Kenton, but
Did you?
I think if I didn't turn out voting licence, I definitely would have been gone for another national title. I did want to win another senior title. Well, I wanted to win a senior title because I haven't won a senior title before I turned out, but then I just thought that enough's enough.
How long were you at Kenton?
A couple of years or something.
Out of all the gyms, what would you say, like, not favourite as in like the people or anything, but like where did you have the best experience? Would you say like where you enjoyed your boxing the most? Including Killer Strength, because obviously you're on licence. I know you haven't been doing it a long time here, but...
I mainly just do like pad work there, and anyhow it's just close to home. Obviously it taxes like an hour to get a Kenton.
So who do you actually spar now?
When there's traffic. Well, I just literally can't all over the place. On a day on a Sunday, which is not ideal, but me, there's no one else to spar.
Where do you mainly train now?
Killer Strength.
And then
like, it's in Sunderland. But I mix between like Kenton and Killer Strength. Obviously, I would have stayed at Kenton, all the coaches and all that, but I can't have amateur coaches in an unlicensed corner. It's not allowed. That's the only reason I have.
Killer Strength then, out of every unlicensed?
Well, I just knock him and as a friend, like the lad who runs the unlicensed gym, and a few of my pals gone there, and just close to home. I literally live like 10 minutes away, so it's just ideal, just popping around the corner and getting some pad work in and that.
That kid who was on a D-Day show under you, was it one of the beard and that? What's he called?
Jimmy Hall.
Is it Jimmy Hall? Is he all right? Is he not sparring?
I spar him. I was sparring him last week.
Big him though, isn't
he? Eating 5.
No, we're going to you, Jake. Just like Callum's done there, like where did it all begin? How old were you when you first came to boxing? I know obviously you spoke about it, that you went from kickboxing kind of thing. Maybe take us back to the early days, back when you first got into boxing. What you were like as a kid? Did you grow up in a council estate, or where did you grow up?
Yeah, well, like you said there, funny enough, it was the exact same thing with me when, I must have been about 7 or 8 year old. I was doing karate down near where I lived, and like I didn't remember this, but it was my dad that he mentions it all the time. We used to be punching, neck kicking people and that all the time, and we get disqualified straight away. Like you're not meant to be, it's no contact sport.
Yeah.
But really, that's the only thing I done. I played football when I was a kid. So not even when I was a kid. I only stopped playing football about 3 years ago, and that's all I was doing. I played football, and then it was my cousin. I always wanted to do boxing or kickboxing or something. But I think at the time it was more to say how I'm doing it. Do you know what I mean? More to say how I box or I do this. And my cousin had went down to do you know Contender Gym, kickboxing
That's
gym,
where
Gary Bell.
that 8 strikes was held the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
good, that, by the way.
I'm pals with Kai Bell, and his dad runs it.
Right.
So my cousin had went down there, and I was fuming that he'd went without me. So I started going down there, and then Will Dyson was there down there with me, and we were training there for about 6 months or something, and then Lucas must have started. Lucas is Will's older brother. He must have started with Mark Downing over at Lions then, and Will followed him. So I was sort of at Contender on my own sort of thing, and like I said, I was just looking for fights. I was gagging to have a fight, and then we were at school, and Will was like, "Oh yeah, I've got a fight with Lions then here." So I was like, "Oh yeah, like I'm gonna come down and see what it's about." And then I sort of went over. I sort of got this idea. I used to watch UFC now all the time. I got this idea, right? I want to do MMA and see what that's about. And I've sort of always had an idea of how to throw my hands. You know what I mean? Like I've always knew like sort of how to fight.
Yeah.
And I went down to MFA down at George Hardwick and Harry Hardwick's gym. I was training there not for long. And then I went over with Will to Lions then, just to see, like, in my head, it was like to get my hands better for MMA.
Yeah.
And then, like, say, Mark had asked me for a fight, asked me if I wanted to fight on their next home show, which was like a month or two away. And I was like, yeah, and I took that fight. I won my first fight, and then just went on from there.
Yeah, Nathan Forrest was on last week. 12-0 as a professional, obviously. He only had like 20-odd fights as an amateur, and he went over the pros. And he said boxing's like top of the tree. Would you agree with that or not? Compared to any other combat sports?
100%.
No, definitely.
You think?
Aye,
It's the oldest sport, innit? But used to have both wanted
Knuckles coming on now, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is like used to a topic to be had because you're in the North East and you box out in the North East, you started in the North East, and obviously I know you're getting on guerrilla shows now and it's a good opportunity for you for the exposure and that. But when you do come to turnover, will you just be looking to turn out like box as a pro in the North East on some of these shows? Job show, Boss show, or do you want to be straight on the big platforms on the match rooms? And for you it's a bit different because he's had obviously the experience as an amateur and he's got the accolades like we talked about earlier, but what do you want, Callum, as a pro?
Yeah, I'm not interested, I want the big platforms.
Yeah.
I could, that's what I was saying before when I obviously boxed at James Ord and I was wondering what to do, where to go. I could have turned pro there and went with somebody in the North East. But I do think
North East or not?
I've had a few people text us, but I do think North East boxing's booming now, and a lot of people's doing much better. And there's a few new promotions, obviously boxing promotion and the Jobs, and I think all the lads are doing well. But I do still feel like it's still nowhere near where it can be.
Yeah. I think as well, we're like saying there with what you've achieved, it's not doable. Do you know what I mean?
Nah.
But just on that though, because I think the British Board of Boxing Control have a bad rep on the unlicensed scene. I think they don't like it either.
That's the only thing what's like a bit thingy about unlicensed scene, isn't it? Like gone from unlicensed to pro, but then at the same time I've got my amateur experience. So if I was gone from unlicensed to pro without any amateur experience, it probably would be a bit of a RC. But I think because I've already got my amateur experience, I should be alright.
What about you, Jake? Because how far do you think it's going to be until you turn over?
So I'm not sure because I've sort of had in my head, like, and a lot of people around me have mentioned about me turning over within the next year or so, but going like this, and this is what I wanted, going over at the amateurs, I feel nowhere near, like, I couldn't even think about turning over now. Like, I want to at least accomplish something in the amateurs, like win something over there. I don't just want to go over and have 1 or 2 bouts and go and win them and go, oh yeah, I'm sound, come back over or whatever. I think I would want to be boxing on them shows, the boss boxing
the
stuff like
local
that.
ones,
Like
yeah,
I would
small
want to
ones.
box around here, but
Because you've got to
I
think as
think-
well, tickets. You know what I mean? Unless you get
It
signed,
depends
it's hard.
who's giving you like good
Yeah, so
deals,
that-
doesn't it? Like if
yeah.
you are gonna stay in the northeast, like you need at least to know. But I think like obviously that boxing promotions is
Yeah.
Danny's works at the minute for everyone.
He's fair, isn't he?
from what I've heard of
Sign it,
them,
yeah,
they
very
don't,
fair.
they're not worried about you selling tickets.
Nah.
The
But I'm not gonna lie, like the shows didn't like I was watching a few of the recent northeast shows and the crowd still doesn't look like up to
Bouncing.
much. There's still a lot of people missing in that. Like, is there even a point?
there's
There's lads boxing people like the 8th, 9th fighting. I know Nelson Birchall, I boxed him in the amateurs. I boxed everyone. I boxed Nelson Birchall in the amateurs. I think he's on his 7th fight now, 8th fight. What was he fighting for next? The European?
yeah, I
He
think
just,
so. Aye.
he's just won a British title, I think.
Aye.
He's got Lee in as a manager. They're pushing him on really strong now. Obviously, he's a good kid. But like 7 fights in, and there's some northeast lads who's like 9 fights in now, and they're still fighting the same journeymen that were fighting 2
Aye.
fights in. What's the point?
This was the conversation I had last week with Nathan. Like having just boxing journey, it's boring. You box a couple of journeymen, people aren't gonna pay to come watch you.
Yeah.
It's just repetitive. You're coming to watch you smash someone's head in for 4, 6, 8, however many rounds. You know what I mean? If you're doing that up to 10 fights, that's when you're gonna struggle to sell tickets, aren't you? You know what I mean? You want to be an entertaining fight. You've got to box journeyman, haven't you?
Oh,
You can't not box journeyman, but
not 10 fights down the line, in my
No.
opinion, though.
no, not
Pointless, isn't it?
especially like for lads like yourself who've been there and done it in the amateurs
Exactly,
and stuff like
so-
that. But it is interesting, but there's a bit of competition in the region with the pro side of things, with the small hall shows. What do you think of that? Well, you mentioned there about it still being dead and that. Sometimes, you know what I mean? The last boss show was bouncing. But what's your sort of opinion on small halls competing, or do you think we should all be working together to bring the North East up?
I think we should be all working together, but like everyone's too greedy, isn't they?
Aye, yeah, it's right. Like,
By the look of it.
it's right. What do you think, Jake?
I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't follow all these
Do you know?
boxing shows. I don't.
Aye,
There's
I'm
that VI promotions as well. That's still like,
VIP.
aye,
Aye,
like that could be a lot further on than what it is.
yeah.
How,
I like
Just-
Boss though. Boss was good, isn't it?
aye, I like
Good,
boxing.
He's
Yeah.
fair as well, Danny.
Signing
He's
people
pretty
as
fair,
well,
very
Right,
fair.
Danny, I've spoken a few times after I boxed in the championships against William. He said it was straight away. Yeah, the thing is there for you if you want to give us a message.
You signed George.
He's always supported us well, and everyone said that he's someone good to be with.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So, but you're waiting for the big one to come knocking if they do.
if they do,
When they do,
then I will have
when
to.
they do.
When they do, exactly. But if they didn't, then I will have to think about
Aye.
other options, won't I?
Sometimes you've got to, aren't you? Just
But
do it.
not
Look at his
this,
warm up, innit? Look at
So,
his warm up.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I would rather pack in than go on them smaller shows in
Yeah.
the northeast. Not gonna lie, yeah. I'm just being honest.
Yeah,
Just
fair
my
enough.
opinion.
Fair enough.
I don't think anyone likes to be honest, but that's just my opinion.
You are boxing on Saturday.
And the opinion might change. Though, to be fair, like we'll see how things go.
Yeah.
Innit?
You're boxing on is it Saturday or Friday?
Saturday,
Saturday. Where's that at?
Civic Centre, Newcastle.
And then you're boxing on the Gorilla Show, which is probably your biggest stage yet.
Platform,
Live on the zone, stuff like that. Big opportunity for you, especially if you put on a performance or you put on some kind of entertainment, could lead you on to other things. So what's the crack with that? I know you mentioned it before we put on the cameras, but if you win there, you box on the Misfit Show. Is that right?
No, so the lad who there's a prize fighter on 90
Right.
kilogram. So the lads who's in the prize fighter, whoever gets in the final out of them lads, to fight on the Misfit Show. So it's
Right.
like kind of linked in with Misfits a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure, like, you know, when they're doing the press conference and that, whether it'll
Right.
be linked in with Misfits, which if it is, hopefully, because
Yeah.
it'll be a good platform.
Do you know your box? You do know your boxing.
And it's
don't you?
live on the zone as well.
Aye.
So
You do know your boxing, don't you, on the Gorilla Show?
I've seen them.
Aye. Black lad, innit? I'm
Aye.
sure. Aye. I don't know much of him, like I didn't
Splattered.
know much
I getting splattered. Yeah. All of his pals are commenting on the post and that, but
So
seeing he doesn't have a clue. He doesn't have a clue that I've got.
have you got like a plan of such from now, from this current day? Have you got a plan from where you want to go, Callum, for you in the unlicensed up until the pro, for you from in the amateurs up until you turn pro?
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
I feel like I don't really have a clear path at the moment. I'm sort of like, obviously I've just turned over at the amateurs and I haven't had a bout. I don't know what it's about. I don't know where I'm at with levels, stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I could have a bout and get my head punched clean in and think, I'm like, it's not for me. Do you know what I mean? Or I could, like, I want to do. So far, I'm not, at the moment, I'm not really looking at the pros
Right.
at all. I'm sort of just, I want to see how we're doing the amateurs. And then maybe if, I don't know how long, a year or two in the amateurs, if I'm happy with what I've done there, come back to the unlicensed scene, or if there's a big opportunity there, turn over. But I think I would want to stick with Mark Downing.
Right. So you're going to still go at the lines then as well as Billingham?
Yeah, but I mean, in the end,
or when you turn, like
when I want to turn over, I think I will want to go back to Mark.
Right.
And see what, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See where I stand with that.
You are going to a good gym there, like Billingham's probably the best.
That's in
around your, you know what I mean? Natural progression as well. There's loads of gyms around the area, but Billingham, especially Adrian as well, with his
good in me
knowledge. Some of the lads, have you been sparring some of the lads in the gym?
Yeah, I had a bit of sparring last night with lads. I'm not sure where the gym was. I had a bit of sparring with some lighter lads, good lads, like accomplished lads. I've sparred with Sonny Hollinsworth. I've done like 4 or 5 rounds with him before. And I've sparred like the lads in Billingham who've had like 5, 6 bouts. And I don't feel like I'm too. I don't feel like I'm down here with it. Do you know what I mean? I do feel like I can hold my own, and I just need to adapt to that new style.
The lads in the gym talk about you as obviously coming over from the unlicensed.
No.
Do they not?
No.
You know, but what about you, Callum? What's your plan, would you say, from now, from this day, obviously up until turning pro, getting as many big shows as you can, like gorilla shows and that?
Well, I want to try and stay on unlicensed as much as I can, just to get like that social media presence. As you know yourself, the first thing a promoter says to you, or like anyone, like, is how many tickets you sell, how many Instagram. It's shite now.
That's what Darren told us
about. How many Instagram
gorilla
followers you got? How many Instagram followers you got? How many TikTok followers you got?
Mental, innit?
Like, how many tickets you can sell? And if not, you're not interested. And that's any promoter, and the big promoters especially. So like, if like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just want to kind of build my profile. Otherwise, I will be stuck in the Northeast forever.
I feel like unlicensed boxing is good for that, building your profile.
That's the reason why I'm doing it, to build my profile. But at this rate, I'm probably gonna have to turn pro like sooner, like very soon, because I'm struggling for fights now.
Yeah, but you are still young. I know you're struggling for fights and that. But
out further out though, because I seen I don't know if you know who he is, but you know that Marco, the blonde guy from TikTok.
Oh, I've seen him, man.
They do some unlicensed fights. He's at like 4 or 5, whatever. And the big shows, like, but they're like Birmingham and Manchester or London.
For me, the big shows, but they're not good lads. Like, people like
to be on
social media presence, aren't we? So if you can get on one of them, you start get a bit of following.
I've tried to get on one of them shows before, but it doesn't seem like they're interested.
Shows like that, they're not interested in good lads.
Cherry picking fights. That's all they do.
Like that Marco, have you seen that Marco's?
I shouted him out loads of times now, me, but they're just not.
Like that Marco, he does look half decent now, and he's still fighting lads who like they look like they've never fought, and like not even journeyman. It's like kids who've like never fought before.
How much do you think?
I wouldn't mind fighting that Ben Williams on the fits or something. I think it'd be a decent fight.
Shout it out then.
I actually think he's all right, me as well. To be fair.
Do you reckon he'd have beat Jarvis if he wasn't injured?
Probably.
So I was just in Las Vegas there, and Jarvis trained in the Mayweather gym. I was in the Mayweather gym. And I was saying, like, I wanted fucking where's Face Jarvis at? Like, I'd give him a good fucking couple of rounds. I'd give him 1 round. Like, I was unfit, I haven't been training, but it'd be the best round he's ever had in his life. And then I'm done after that, like, and then I'm like 1 round and I'm done in it.
Yeah, 100%.
Best round, I'll spark anyone for 1 round and I'm done. That's it, game over.
But how much do you think boxing's changed? I know you're on about there with the social media, how many followers you've got. How much do you think it's changed from even the past since you started up to now? You think?
Like I say, I've not always been a big follower on boxing. Me, like, I don't know anything about the amateurs. Or not, like the lads I know from the amateurs are either like the lads from round here, or I've seen them scrolling on Instagram. Do you know what I mean? So, but I can say with the unlicensed scene, even since I've started, it's gone from like laughable to now it's like, oh wait, like there's some good lads on this scene. Like they've got that social media presence. Like you've got lad I've just boxed, like Callum Armstrong. like he's got like 60k followers on
Aye.
TikTok and stuff like that, and he's like knocking everyone out and no one will fight him. And it's like names like that and names like Callum's, who I think are bringing it on now, and like
Yeah.
like there's lads in my gym, like you Lucas Dyson, Will Dyson, and there's a few other lads. When like it's not just, I feel like unlicensed boxing's still sort of seen as it's a white collar boxing, it's the boxing, it's charity events, stuff like that. Like it's not that anymore, do you know what I mean?
Nah, it's not. That's one thing I've realised. Like, there's a lot of ex-pros who weren't making enough money, and the
Aye.
pros that's went back to the unlicensed to make more money, because like I say, they don't have to pay as much out.
Yeah. But how much do you think, I know you're saying there, do you think it's frustrating, the fact that you've got to have a social media presence to make it in boxing after everything you've achieved and that?
It's still hard for me. I haven't even got that many followers, really.
Aye.
I mean, I'm getting there now, like on TikTok and that, but it's hard. Very hard.
Because it's something that you wouldn't expect you'd have to do.
I find it pretty cringe and all, me, but like talking on the mic and that, you've got to do it now.
100%, you've got to, mate.
Got to do everything. I never used to be like this now, but now all the time. Talking on the mic, like videoing yourself and that training, it's got to be done.
I think, you know what I think's mad, and I seen it in podcasts, one of Paterson's and Tony Bellew's podcasts, and they were talking with Dave Allen about it, and they were saying about people being involved in boxing who've never boxed a day in their life.
I've seen that clip out.
He said, and it's bang on, because you get someone who might be coming out, and you might be in fight week, right, locked in, you've had a fucking grueling camp, and I was like, 'cause I've been there as an amateur, you know what I mean? And you get someone who's never boxed before asking you how you're feeling, and you just feel fucked off.
Yeah.
You know what
Even
I mean?
on fight days, it's the worst. Fight days.
I know, like when I interview people, right, and I haven't been there with you, but like after, I've interviewed you after, but not before a fight. I'll go and interview someone when the time's right. If they, I'll give you an example. Adam Heppel, when he was about to box Matt McCallum on the Job Show in April.
He just asked me to box him on the Gorilla Show.
Who?
Matt
McCallum?
They asked us to box him on the Gorilla Show.
Fucking hell, didn't know that. But so you go back to the unlicensed?
Well, no, it doesn't count as unlicensed. I think these Gorilla shows, you know.
Does it not?
Not because I was meant to box on a Gorilla Show when I was amateur, and I asked them about it, and they said that it doesn't count as unlicensed. I don't think.
What the fuck is the count?
I don't know. That's what I was thinking, but they said that it doesn't.
Money talks, mate. That's the fucking issue.
No,
Money
100%.
talks.
Well, that's what I've realised when I was younger, and that my dream was always to be Olympics, GB, podium. But now, obviously, things change.
Yeah.
Like it's a business. It's a money making business, isn't it?
But that probably brings us on to a little bit about you, Jack, lad. Obviously, first time on the pod, lad.
First time.
What's been going on? You've just got back from Las Vegas.
Yeah, I've just been eating, chilling. Like, I don't really do much else, really. I just eat. That's all that's all I do, really.
What was it like? Obviously, you went to Mayweather's gym and that.
Unbelievable, you know, like, I'm in there with, like, for example, these people, like, gold Olympic medalists, 4-time world champions from Teesside, you know what I mean? And I've never boxed amateur or anything. I've had a couple of unlicensed fights, you know what I mean? Like, it's mental how nice they are as well, you know, they just give you the time of day. Like, I went to Las Vegas and I didn't know what to expect before I just went. Mate, I went into these boxing gyms. Well, you seen Rogan?
Yeah.
Rogan fought, he's from Billingham. Went into this, he had 3 hours, what was it? Off the plane for 3 hours. He had no sleep in like 48 hours. He went into this gym in the hood of Las Vegas. We were the only white people in there, proper cholo gangsters, you know what I mean? Tattoos on the face a lot. And they were so friendly. He went and boxed a Mexican kid, beat him as well.
Boy.
And everyone was just sound.
Did he have to tell England Boxing about that then?
Nah, but it goes on the record and that. Like, it's all like official, so I think. I don't really know how it works, but it's all above board. Yeah, there was no animosity afterwards, there was no nothing. Like, they just got a proper all the time the world for you. Like, I didn't think it'd be like that, do you know what I mean? I thought it'd be hostile.
Yeah.
I think we are the issue. Over there, we are the issue.
Yeah.
English people, because they couldn't do enough for you. You know what I mean? It was meant.
What's the crowd with you though? Are you getting back into it or not? Are you just...
What, boxing? Money, innit? I want money. Like,
So do you think the next step for you is on Gorilla or Misfits?
I want to be on Misfits, really. Like, Gorilla's good, and it gets you out there, but, like, I'm no better, other than, like, I was talking to Callum before, I was saying, like, you know, other than the spotlight, which you're not guaranteed to get, like, because if there's another good fight that night, they might not be asked about me. So this is what I'm saying. You're no better off than fighting on a D-Day or a Lions Den show, because you're getting ticket sales the same, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like,
if you look at money, but then if you look at the other side, what Callum mentioned there, influence and
It is. It's good.
spotlight. You know what I mean?
It is, but you're not guaranteed to get it, isn't it? I just think like.
So I think that's got value. I know you're not getting paid. It's not physical cash, but getting more followers and that is value. Look what we've done.
See, I
Sponsorships and shit like that. You know what I
just
mean?
before so I'd already made my decision to go amateur, and I got a text off Mark saying there's is it the 11th of September, that gorilla show that you're on?
11%.
Newcastle, yeah. So
Friday, innit?
Friday,
Friday
aye.
night.
yeah, so I got asked to box on that. I'm not sure who against or whatever.
Might be me.
I don't know. Yeah, I got asked to box on that, but obviously I'd already made my decision to go amateur. And then I got sent this off about 5-10 people that Callum Armstrong was on about. Have you seen him before?
No.
No, he's like, you've seen him, haven't you?
Yeah, he's
Like absolutely.
What's he on Instagram and that?
Yeah, you will be. Yeah, take him up on
He's
TikTok.
a bit of a knockout merchant. Like,
Yeah, he's a knockout merchant.
He's
And
just like-
personally, I'll say it, I fought him. Like, he is good, but he's like, for the way that the thing that's getting put about him, that like no one will fight him, I can't really understand why, to be honest.
No.
I understand people don't want to get
Aye,
knocked out and stuff like that, but
beatable then.
like, everyone in Lions then thought Mark wanted me to fight him again, said like, I could beat him, I could have beat him, and I spoke to him, I had a crack with him after the fight. And obviously I was like, he had hit me hard and a lot of times, you know what I mean? And I had a crack with him after, and he said like, when I was watching the video back, I didn't realise like, during the fight I thought, I've been stood in the corner with my hands up getting paggered for 3 rounds. When I watched the video back, I was landing shots that were hurting him. I'd wobbled him a couple times. And yeah, there was this big post that went up about him on Guerrilla Promotions saying like, who will fight him, and like no one, there was about 100 comments and not one of them was someone saying that to fight him. So that was a bit of a temptation for me, but like he was saying there, what am I getting out of that? Like, if I go over to a gorilla show, especially boxing on DAZN,
But if you beat him, it would have put you back on the top.
yeah,
Top order, so
100%.
would have been cool.
But then it's like, what if I didn't? Like, so I don't think it wasn't, apart from them 2 or 3 times where I could have hurt him or I might
you
have
would have
wobbled
ended
him
up
or
losing
whatever.
anyhow because you got an amateur. I would have done it, me.
Yeah, I know.
It's risk to reward, isn't it? This is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
So
so
I
yeah,
think-
that's what it is. Yeah, so like, but if that fight went the same way as it did the first time, like, yeah, I got them good shots and I wobbled him a couple of times, but if like looking at the fight, you think I got my head punched clean. If that happened on DAZN and loads of people have seen it, my name goes down here.
no one's gonna
His
want
name's
it.
going up here. I've got no money out of it. I've got no, like, I've just went from, Jake's one of the best on the scene to he's just been, had his head punched in by a kid who's 5'3", do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
So,
what I'm saying, man. This is what I'm saying. Like, if I fight in Gorilla and I win, yeah, sound. I might have got a bit of exposure. Not guaranteed to got misfits or whatever. But then if I lose, it doesn't make me look good. They're probably thinking like, fucking hell. Like, there's no point in having him on here. But if I go on misfits and I get paid whatever, don't get put on, yeah, no problem, mate. But you paid me now, so I'm not arsed, innit? I'll just go and have a nice holiday now or something, do you know what I mean? Like, the ultimate goal for me, I want to fight on misfits, me. Like, because do you know what it is as well with Gorilla? This is what I'm saying, what you're saying. On misfits, everyone's shite. There's not many people that are good, and I'm getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Mint fucking happy days. Where Gorilla, I know I'm going to have a tough camp. It's going to be hard. I'm not guaranteed to win, and I'm getting no fucking money from it. I'm just thinking here, I'm just scratching my head thinking, hang on, why am I going to be doing this?
You
The
do
only
get,
thing is the exposure, but you're not guaranteed to get it though.
yeah, you do get, obviously, MF Pro. I was, again, watching another podcast with Campbell Hatton, and he's going into Misfits, he's signed with Misfits. MF Pro's there as well, do you know what I mean? So you could end up down that route.
I'll fight Camelot.
But no,
Watch them boxing amateurs. I can't remember who boxed now.
you could get signed by that. That is a good fight, actually. Are you the same way or not? Similar?
Not sure. Will be, won't we?
How many has he had as a pro now? He's had quite a few though, hasn't he?
About 8 or something, I reckon.
But that's if you go on boxing Gorilla and then maybe get on Misfits or whatever, you could go down the Misfits Pro route and go on a few of their shows because
It'd be a no-brainer, wouldn't it?
they are
You're getting paid for now.
100%.
Well, it depends how you fight, but
Honest, mate, that heavy, right, so there used to be a heavyweight champion on Misfits, right? That Temple Art, the ginger guy. I don't know if you've seen him. Anyways, I used to call him out for time, messaging him on Instagram. He's seen my messages, just goes, seen. And I wasn't disrespectful either. and I was in his live stream and said, let's just get it on next Misfits. Like, he just didn't want to know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, mate, like, what the fuck? Like, you're fighting people. Like, that Chase Demura, he beat Chase Demura. Like,
Yeah,
I would honestly dismantle that heavyweight division.
You know what I think you need though, Jack? I think you need to box another influencer in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Someone who's got another big following.
Because
in the
it's
Like, do you not feel like that he's not responding to you because he's looking at you going, who's this kid here?
Yeah, he'd probably looking at me for what I'm saying about Gorilla. Like, if I fight him, he's a nobody, and I understand. But it's like, mate, that heavyweight division shit. Like, who have you got in there? A beef for final boss, Jordan McCann, Chase Demura, Tempo Arts. Tempo Arts is the best out of all of them, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I'm a middleweight fighter and I'd beat every single one of them.
This is what I'm saying. I'd fight him all in one night.
Aye.
All in one night. Not a problem.
With obviously me, I've had a few as an amateur. Obviously, Callum and you two have both come from the licence. That's why we sat where we are. But if you was to give anyone, we'll start first. If you was to give any amateurs any advice from starting off, right from the beginning, like what would it be?
Oh, good question.
And how would you continue? And how have you continued to stay like locked in on what you want to do, turning pro and stuff like that?
Just chase titles. That's what I used to. When I used to get beat on like club shows, I weren't really too fussed. I used to always get told, obviously, like you see, it's apprenticeship in it, so it's only the national titles that matter. You get beat on the club shows, doesn't matter at all. So probably a bit of advice, like just keep your head up and just keep working hard on it. So that's all you can do. Stay disciplined, keep out of the way of all the wrong ones, and you'll go all the way. But keep posting your fights.
Aye.
Stop listening to all these amateur side that's saying don't be posting your fights and you're not allowed to post this one, post that one. When I was boxing for England and they were having live streams, there was no content forms then. No one was coming in the change room telling us to have content forms.
That's mental, you know. We can shed a bit of light on that. So we are.
Wrong man.
Do you know what crack with that?
I tell
It's
us.
who he has, isn't it?
I think it's just because we're the first to do it. We've come in, made a big splash, and they didn't like it. And that I've mentioned.
I've not heard about this.
You never heard about it. So basically, when we came about, we made a big impression. We came thick and fast, and we kind of like started doing really well. A lot of people knew who we were and stuff like that. Going out amateur shows and that. And when we first started, it was all right for us to be on the ring. It was all right for us to record the bouts in the corner of the ring. Did it at your show in the Fed. Right, and then I think it was his fight with Jay Redpath. This sort of thought, wait, I'm not having that. It's a bad which I get it.
I do remember hearing something about that. That you were putting a bad picture on.
It's a bad picture of amateur boxing. I get it, but what I've mentioned before, that video then leads you on to another video, which is a good amateur boxing video. Do you know what I mean? So even though it wasn't good for amateur boxing because you were on the canvas and stuff like that, that's going to get people's attention to go on our profile, go on the next video of some little kid who's just walked in the gym for the first time and made his family proud.
So what you're saying is it's not good for amateur boxing, but it happened in amateur boxing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do?
Happens everywhere.
It's
It happens everywhere else. All these kids have still got TikTok and all these other social media platforms to see misfits and everything like that. So why will it make a difference? It shouldn't make a difference.
I think a lot of it was on the referee for the fight, got a lot of stick for it, but it happened.
Yeah.
He's a
Anyone
referee,
could have been
so-
recalled.
He's showing all sides of
Disqualified
it,
me
hasn't
like 3 times, that referee.
Yeah. Some presence of Danny McFarlane.
Oh, you're right. Get him out straight away. The packaging's good, isn't it?
Good mate.
It's alright, that, isn't it?
First one. We do one of them things where what you would do with the Pokemon cards and that.
Oh, yeah. POV.
Yeah.
POV opening of Richwood. I'm going to put this one off for just
Right. First one. I think these is packed. Look at that. Nice packaging. Fresh. I like it. Oh, it smells. I like the new smell.
Oh, you've even got his Richwood on it. Attention to detail.
Good packaging, man, eh?
Has he got me 4XL in here or what? Smart then, I like that. Plain, innit? Nice and plain and simple. Richwood.
Black cap.
Not to say about black caps, don't you?
Alright. Alright as well. That's just fits your head. You've got a big head.
Yeah. So is mine the same? Crap. Just take my meal with it.
Blue one, black.
Oh, believe
Yeah. Sound
it. All right, then, right.
Richwood, 1881. Get your
Is that when Danny was born? 1881. Looks like it, doesn't it?
Get your caps off, Danny McFarlane.
Good, they're nice, them though. Feel the quality. Have you felt the quality of them?
Yeah,
They're aren't they? They're good, then.
T-shirts, I think these are small, large, small.
I like them, right? Good quality. To be fair.
Are you wearing that for this?
Yeah, I like it.
I want to wear one of those t-shirts. This one has got the Richwood sticker on and everything. Smart.
What have you got black and I've got navy?
I think there's one of each in each colour. 2 large black, not small. Small, smart, large, wood, large, smart, I like it. Small.
We got Richwood. We got Richwood.
Yeah, cheers Danny McFarlane for these, mate. Couldn't just pick them up from the podcast.
Go and check his
Check it out.
ads out as well, because his ads are absolutely unbelievable.
Website on here. Squad. Reference is Richwood 1881.com.
Oh yeah, that's his website.
Oh yeah, that.
Idiot.
There we go. Cheers, Danny. Nice one, mate.
Check out his pads as well, because his pads are absolutely unbelievable.
Do you know what it is though? What baffled me, right? So they were like, you're not allowed by the ring, health and safety, this, that, the other. No problem. We'll abide by it because we're told to. Yet photographers were arms on the ring when we were told on that day, do not go next to the ring. And people who were watching the family, recording, drunk, flying everywhere, jumping all over. But that's not unsafe.
Remember the mains for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not unsafe. So I'm saying practice what you preach. If you're not allowed by the ring, no problem. But no one's allowed behind the ring then, innit?
You can't stop no one from videoing fights in the arena. Like, you get all these people who are proud of the kids and they want to video and post it on Facebook and that. So, like,
amateur boxing is a non-profit thing. Look at every gym you've been on, they're falling apart because there's no money in it. So this is what we're doing. Trying to give back. It's getting more kids in the gym. It's getting more funding for amateur boxing. So building up so people can still afford to do it. Because at the end of the day, coaches don't get paid. They go and work a full-time job and then do it because they volunteer because they like to do it. So without us shedding limelight, mate, give it 50 years. Amateur boxing might not be a thing because no one can afford to do it. Why? Like, it's not like, if you ask a teenager now, God's honest truth, let's say they become an adult, 25, 30. Right, after you finish your 10-hour shift, if you go and do a boxing session for free for 2 hours, how many would do it? None, because no one has that heart anymore where they have the passion. They can't be asked. They don't want to do it. They'd rather sit in the house and do what they want to do because they're not getting paid for it. Where I feel like this generation is like that, where if you go back to, if you look at all the coaches, they're 45, 50, whatever, you get some young ones as well, don't get me wrong, but they do it because they don't do it for money. They do it for the passion, because that's how they were brought up. No one's brought up like that now. No. Everyone's brought up about greed and dishonesty. Everyone's stabbing everyone in the back. Everyone just wants money and they want things for themselves. So why then would they go and teach kids how to box in their own time after finishing work for free? I don't know why they wouldn't. So this is what we're doing, trying to give back, and we get shot in the back. It made no sense.
But for the time that really shocked me was the men's for sure. So at that point in time, we started growing. We had a few people. We had a photographer at the time. Our first photographer, she got told, right, that she wasn't allowed anywhere near the officials. She had to be like a couple of meters away from the ring, because she kept going forward and trying to get a good shot on that, and she got told by the officials that she wasn't allowed anywhere near. Yeah, on the other side of the fucking ring, you've got someone on the canvas. So I went over and I said, hang on, I said, so my photographer isn't allowed within a fucking inch of the ring, but then someone's allowed, how does that work? Like, I said, it's just in plain sight. It's unfair just to us, for whatever reason, you know what I mean? And then just after that, everything was just fucking chewy and it was just non-stop, like. And then the consent forms came around. We met up, didn't we? Remember we went up to, where were we at again? We went up fucking Newcastle or something, and we went to McDonald's, and me, him and Al were like, what we're going to do? Like, what the fuck are we going to do? They're expecting us to go around and get signatures of all the red corner, all the blue corner, all the families as well, which might not even be there. Could be kids from all over the country, who's come to box on a home show somewhere, the dad might live down in London, how are we supposed to get their consent form? You know what I mean? Like, I find it mental. All we've ever tried to do is help. That's all we've ever tried to do. Jack just said there, it's not about greed for us, right? We've got sponsorships. Half of the sponsorships, half the logos that we put on don't pay us. Richwood there, it's a partnership because he puts our logo on the ring. So when you see that we've got these sponsorships and the logos and that, we're not getting paid off every single one of them. They help us out because we help them out, simple as that. Some of them pay us, yeah, but we're not doing it for money. We're doing it to put back in the region because
Without them,
I want to rant
paying us
here,
a little
right?
bit,
I
we
want to
wouldn't
rant
have no
here,
camera equipment, would we?
kids
You know what I mean?
are on these all day. Would you rather they be watching fucking Andrew Tate, for an example, or whatever else filth comes on the screen on TikTok and that, or the mate doing well in boxing? What would you rather they're watching? You know what I mean? That's why we do it. We do it to change the dynamic of fucking society, really, in the North East. You know what I mean? So I don't think people understand when they see what we're doing and the way we come across and that. And I think people think we're doing it for different reasons, but we're not. I'm doing it because I love it. You know what I mean? I think it's needed.
We're still the last bit of generation that does it for
And
good.
it happens
you know
all
what I
over
mean?
the country. It doesn't just happen in the North East. You're feeling it because it's the first time it's happened. But it happens all over, up and down the country, in Scotland, in Ireland, a lot. So just let it be. Let us do what we need to do. We're doing it for the right reasons, simple as that. But move on, because I'll be here all night. You know what I mean? It was a big part of the journey on it. You know what I mean? So it's squashed. I think it's kind of being let go of now. And it's we're just letting us crack on, but we are doing it for the right reasons. I know one thing I'll say about you, Jack, right, and I'll respect you a lot for it, is you've never changed for the cameras. There's been a point in time where I've had to change it because I have been worried about the image, and I mentioned it on the phone earlier that I've had a lot of like Karens, my kids watch this, my kid, you know what I mean? At the start of any boxing, I had to be careful because we could easily just get fucking cancelled like that. Someone could see what we're doing or what we're saying or one little wrong fucking word or whatever. This shouldn't be allowed in the region, all that carry on. So at the start I had to be careful, yeah, but now we've established ourselves in that. Fucking be yourself, you know what I mean? That's one thing I'll always respect you for, is you've never changed for the camera. I don't think you should. Same with you lads. When you're on these interviews and these podcasts, fucking be yourselves. You're an entertainer, you'll be an entertainer when you get there, you know what I mean? So don't ever try and be someone else you're not. Just fucking be yourself. Simple as that. Well, we'll go on to a few questions. I've got questions for both of you. Then the feud's only a few like the people's asked. I'll check because some might have asked some today. But just in your personal experience, Jake, what would you say the funniest things happened so far in the unlicensing
Funniest
for you, if any, or even with Jack or anything?
funniest thing in the licensing. I'd say it's not happened to me, but I'd say a lot of people in the unlicensed scene will laugh and they'll agree with this. There's always been a crack, no matter what show you go to. Who's the journeyman? Who's on every single show without fail?
Call someone out, you like?
Can't even think of his name.
Stinky one.
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh,
Is
mate,
there
there's two of them now, isn't
Yeah,
coming
him and his son.
Oh, we can't call them out. But
They just box and just get beat for the crack.
No, exactly who you're on about. No, exactly who you're on about.
mate, you can smell them from.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. We're not putting that on the podcast.
No, but
to
you
be fair,
can, bro.
to be fair,
You need to be talking about personal hygiene, man. You in it though, bro. Come on.
to be fair, if I wanted him to know who I was on about, that's what I'd have said.
Aye.
But I can't think of his name.
I can, but I can't fucking put it on now
don't be
after
doing
that.
Don't be doing that.
Well,
Don't
we'll cut
upset.
this. We'll cut this part out, Dylan. Cut this part out. Well, are you gonna cut it out anyways?
But,
They're actually on that show, man.
yeah,
You're back in.
apart from that, mate.
Yeah, what is it?
There'll be-
What's
there'll
the funny
be-
thing?
No, just that's the crack, innit? Like every show you go to, he's at
Oh,
every show. And it's just,
Mate, he'll come. To be fair, you know what it
it's
is.
just a thing known in the licensed boxing. Like if you go to a show, he's there.
But he's reliable. You count on them people. They save the sport. Do you know what I mean? You might think, "Oh, fucking hell, him again." But mate, you'll have people, shithouses, who have planned not to fight the whole time. They'll tell you last minute, call him. Couple of £100 he's there. So it saves the show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because imagine if you sold how many tickets? 100 tickets. You're letting 100 people down. Like I know it's like
That'll bring me to be honest, right? It's not that funny, but if off the top of my head, it's the only thing I can think of. Funniest thing for me that's happened is when, like you've just mentioned there, there was one, so I've fought every other month since I started, pretty much. And there was, and I'd say it time and time again. I'd say, right, I'm having this show off. I'm having a bit of a break. I just need a bit of a breather. And so I decided to have this one show off, and I'd just been in all day, and I just got back. The show was in about a week's time or something. And Max come up to me and said, like, oh, this lad's saying, like, oh, is Jake Paterson on your next show? I've got a lad here who wants to fight him. So I was like, oh, I can't say no to that. I said, go on, then I'll fight him. So I've like shitting myself. These lads have had like 6 to 10 week camps. I've just been in all day and blown out my ass. I've got a week to train.
Weren't you in the beef for the same time as me? He was just being
The other week, yeah. Radio 1 week, yeah. I didn't know you were
4
like.
weeks ago on fighting this week.
I know, mate. That's
I'm a journeyman now.
I was sparring last night. I blew after 3 rounds.
I was still
Beef is bad place for a boxer. But yeah, I can't remember where I went. I think I went somewhere with a lad like Spain or something. And Mark said, all right, this lad's asking to fight you. So I said, yeah. Showed up on the night, and you'll know with our shows, there's always like I think it's the Derby lads, and sometimes they don't show up, or they'll be travelling for hours and hours and hours, and no one's getting back to you. You don't know if they're showing up or not. So it was about 3 fights before my fight, and they weren't there. Like the lad, I'm like, well, so this lad's offered me, like, asked me for a fight, didn't even want to fight. He's not showed up, so. I can't remember who he boxed. It might have been Paul McDonald who he boxed. And he's just walked out the ring, and he's heard Mark saying, right, your opponent's not showed up. I'd sold about 50, 60 tickets or something.
No.
And it was like, oh, the opponent's not showed up. Obviously, I've sold that many tickets in a week going, oh, this lad's like called me out asking to fight me, so everyone wants to come see. There was one of the journeymen who just walked out, who just got out the ring, had like Nike shorts and a pair of TNs on or something. And he's just walked past us, and then heard Mark say, oh, I'll fight him. So I'm like, oh, is that really the way I have to fight? So Max like, it's either him or you're not fighting. So I'm like, I'm stood in the thing, all my nerves have gone. I'm like, right, I can't lose this fight, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to lose it. I'm stood out the door like with all my kit on, and he stood next to me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, I said, like, have you got a kit? Like, have you got like boxing shorts and boots or something? Just so I feel a bit better about it. Like, oh yeah, I've got a kit. So I'm like, right, so I'm like, got myself in the zone, and we've gone to the door, walked to the ring, done my walkout, and I've seen him just walking out with these like random gloves on, TNs on, these like Adidas shorts that are down here that he's pulled out his wardrobe. I'm like, oh, right. And so I'm like looking at my mate, really, I've got 6. So at my shows, I have like, I do like, it's like 40 to 70 tickets I'll do for a show. So I have my lot. And then I have like lads who I've grew up with, all their families are watching me. So I've got loads of people watching, and I'm like, oh, right, what am I going to do here, Max? Right, just like have a move about with him, like get the 3 rounds of it, you may as well, you know what I mean? So I've been all right. So I've just been boxing him like nicely, and he threw a jab, and I slipped back right-handed.
Was that when he put his nose?
Yeah, and I didn't mean it at all, and I like slipped back, leaned back on his jab, and I've landed this right hand as he's walked into it, and I didn't put much power on it. Because he's walked into it, he's like, his nose has gone in, it looked like he'd shot himself on the floor. Like, I've gone, oh really, like, is that, like, can we not get these 3 rounds out? We all thought he was blagging it, and he stood up, and his nose was over here, and his nose, face full of blood. I was like, oh.
Poor cunt.
I know.
You got any stories like that, Callum?
No, not like that. Like
anything?
Not for the amateurs.
Anything funny that's happened or not?
Nah, not really.
Jay Redpath
is the only fight, really, innit?
No, I was entertaining as fuck that. Like,
I think that's where I like started watching news a lot more. And
I think a lot of people did.
I think
that video did bits for us, like.
Then you become a fanboy of Callum Drinkald.
Yeah, it's exactly it.
It's funny.
How important do you think boxing is to like the younger generation, like kids of today and age? You know what I mean? And it's fucking they never work a day in their life to get weight on hand and foot.
I'll say something on that because I do think it's massive because I've always sort of knew how to fight as a kid, and I was in around the wrong sort of group of people, like from the age of like I'd say 13 to 16, 17. And I used to fight all the time. Like I'd like have arranged fights with lads for no reason and that. Do you know what I mean? And then this was before I started boxing. As soon as I've started boxing now, like now that I know that I can handle myself and I know how to throw a punch and I know what it's like to get punched, the last thing I want, like, say I go on a night out or something like that, like, I worry about having a fight. Like, I don't want a fight. Do you know what I mean?
I'm
Like,
the same.
The exact same thing. I
it's
used to,
weird.
I used
It's
to
like,
get out looking for trouble before
yeah,
me.
like, I used to love
I'm like
fighting.
that.
I used to love. I couldn't think of no worse than getting punched in the teeth or something.
Yeah,
like,
I think
now.
that comes with age, though, doesn't it?
yeah, I
I'm
think
now
it does.
to
Yeah,
prove because I think you see a lot all the people who start chew on a night out or chewing out, they can't fight.
No.
I've had
It's
my,
like you've got
I've had my teeth knocked out, me.
yeah, I have. I've had half my front tooth.
Aye.
I've had that tooth knocked out.
It's got so much like because they're not fucking thingy, but you train a couple of times, but it all goes when you fight, like all the stress goes.
It's because I think it's because it's animosity when you go out and you have a fight on the street. It's like because you don't like the person.
Yeah,
You're getting in the boxing, you're just
You
sporting.
don't
it.
even know them
definitely.
when you go out.
Aye.
They're just people just looking for a fight because they don't have that release.
Yeah.
They've never fought in their life where he's a training 6 days a week, you're
Aye.
fighting every couple of months. You get that fix. As men,
Yes.
we're just like we love to fight unless you're a fanny, like. But like,
I think
I think now, though, that comes back on like the kids' side. Like you've got to be careful when you're going out now. A lot of people carry blades and that. It's stab.
100%.
So when
More
you're
and more
in
now.
with the boxing and that, obviously you know how to handle yourself, but you actually know to like step back away.
Yeah,
from it a
yeah,
little
George
bit.
Peacock said it last week. He said like I can tell when someone's know when someone's been in the gym or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just the way they carry themselves, the respect to them.
definitely. I
Where's
was in Darlow the other week, and one of my mates' uncles, we'd seen him out, and he was like talking to us all, and I was sort of just stood there, like not being louder out, you know what I mean? And he just said straight away, he was like, "Do you box?" And I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "I can tell straight away."
Yeah.
So we got lads who were like, I don't know, like had one fight or trained a couple of times or never trained and had street fights, and they're the ones that that need something like to prove themselves.
Loud,
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
who said that? Always be afraid of the quietest man in the room.
Yeah,
Bruce
100%.
Lee said that, didn't
There
he?
was a kid. I went to Manchester at the weekend with my lass. Went out for a few cocktails and at the cocktail bar, and there was a fucking club on the corner of the street, and we were going to the next one. It was just me and her, and this fucking, I'm not going to say a dickhead because he was respectful, but this lad came out of the club, and he went like, "Oh, high five, lovely." My lass she just walks like, just acts like he's not there, kind of thing. And I mean, he must have noticed I was there, and I just looked at him, and he said, "Oh mate, sorry," which is fair enough. Do you know what I mean? But might be a lad who was involved in boxing. I don't know, but.
Yeah.
It was I think you carry some kind of like respect, or the way I say the way you hold yourself. The people just don't even bother with it. So it depends. Then you also get the other side where dickheads who just want to fancy the chances and they know your box.
Going back to what he said as well, like I feel like kids do need to be careful because when you come up with like if you grew up like say you like him, you've been boxing since you were 5, 6 year old, and you have this reputation of he's a boxer, he can fight, and someone does have a problem with you, they're not going to want to fight you. You know what I mean? That's when it comes to weapons and stuff like that. Like,
but you do get people who want to test you as well.
Yeah,
I've had that. I've had people who've known I've boxed and they're like, "Right, you fucking."
Sometimes it makes it worse when you're a boxer.
yeah, it definitely does. I think.
Slide bang you on.
So they just want to fight you because they're a you're a boxer.
Ego thing,
so they
innit?
want,
Like,
they
if
want to
they
fight you,
can beat you in a fight and then go around and say, "I'll beat him," he's
I
a shit
beat him, he's a
boxer.
boxer, he's a shit boxer him. I've beat him in a fight before.
Ego in it. That's what it is.
Definitely.
Never had a street.
I think that's what boxing can take away from people. I do think it can give people that ego, especially young kids.
Yeah,
And,
100%.
like it can go the wrong way. But I do think it is a big thing, and like it takes that ego away from you, especially when you get like our age, where we're like you've got nothing to prove no more. Do you know what I mean? And you have that discipline, and you're around it all the time. Do you know what I mean?
But it balances you out as well, because even like saying there, even though you do get an ego from boxing, you can take it away from you. Just getting in there and having a good few rounds with someone who's had a few more fights or whatever. You know what I mean? How important do you think it is common for like young kids to get down the gym, even if it's not a boxing gym, just a combat sports or whatever?
Well, it's massive, isn't it?
Aye.
Massive. Like for everything, respect, loyalty, like everything. For me, the reason why I do it is because I struggle with my mental health.
Aye.
That's why I try to keep myself active. When I didn't go in the gym, I struggle with my mental health.
Think
Really
your
bad.
purpose as well, innit?
Like I either, if I didn't train for like a certain time, I'll either struggle with my mental health, or sometimes if I train too much, I can't.
Yeah.
So you've got to balance it out though. But that's another thing to give kids. Like sometimes when parents push the kids too much, it like they kind of be asked to do it.
Yeah.
So you have got to balance it out. Like obviously you still have gone out with your mates, enjoy yourself, have a drink and that, but obviously not the balance.
Yeah. I think it's just on the subject of mental health, it does wonders for it. I know lads who've been down dubs, like ex-addicts and stuff like that, who found boxing and now they're new people. I've spoken about it a few times, like, what's the fucking saying where lads have gone from being on the packet in the kitchen at 3 o'clock in the morning to then being mountain climbers and stuff like that. But I think I've experienced it when, you know, mental health and that, and the bad side of it. Not something that gets spoke about. You get, I don't know what the ratio is now of lads who take their lives in that, but get yourself down a boxing gym, try it out, go and have a dust up with someone in a ring. You know, you might never want to do it again. You might enjoy it and want to do it for the rest of your life. You don't know. But if you don't try it,
not even a boxing ring though. I do weights as well.
yeah,
I like being in the gym lifting weights, me. So
being around other lads.
Something I want to focus on, innit?
there's lots of things now on social media. Like, as a kid down your way, I think it's your mate, is it Ali?
Ali Jaffa, yeah.
There's the kettlebell project.
Yeah.
There's loads of things you can be doing now to help your mental health and keep away from all the shit.
Do you know what I think, right, God's on the truth? If you've got an issue with someone, just go and just have a little spar.
100%.
Put the boxing gloves on. No, like, if people can watch, like, have you seen that King of the Ring or something?
I'm saying that.
And they go,
Students, I know.
and it's just like, you just go, if I had an issue with you or you, like, our them, we'll just go down this gym, we'll have it out, gloves, mouth guard.
Well, look what happened to me and that lad in February.
They had a fight.
Like, my head, so I had a bit of a mental health dip in November-ish over a girl I was with. And, like, I don't know if you've been through anything with girls before, but the way your head goes when with girls. And I'd found out about this lad. He'd been speaking to her, trying to speak to her, and he'd been mentioning my name about my boxing and that. So I won't mention names, but we got arguing. We had a little bit of a scuffle a bit on the night out, and then rather than taking it further than the debate, it come down to, at the time I hated the idea. I was like, why were you going to jump in the ring when we have a problem on the street? You know what I mean? But in the end, like, we done a camp, we boxed, and obviously I don't know if you could do that in amateur boxing. You probably couldn't, like, pick and choose who you fight, but
no, we'd have a spar though.
Yeah, you could the spar, like, and you have that mutual respect at the end of it. Like, we hated each other, and at the end of that fight, like, straight away, without even a thought, you shake hands.
Yeah.
I had a crack with him after the fight. I had a crack with him on the night out. Like, every time I see him now, I shake hands with him. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what boxing does, isn't it?
Instead of poking people or doing this, whatever, just get it on, but safely, innit? Where no one can, like, fucking crack their head open and that, because you see that, don't you? They're drunk, get banged once, whack their head, it's dead, innit? It's done.
So you done it.
It is. That's what.
Especially when you know how to fight, mate, because
I
you can throw a punch, but when you know how to throw a punch properly,
Strange things, isn't it? Right, we'll go on to what the people have asked. So there's only 3. I'm going to check if there's any more. But Jack asked if we got the biggest pecker.
get them on.
Get him a fucking
I need to piss me if you're on for it.
Someone said, and it was unanimous account, but would Callum box Jay in the pros?
Is that meant to say Jake?
Jay Red Path I.
Oh, right.
Fucking hell's all about you, son. I know you're on the podcast, calm down. I'm sorry.
Let's see if there's any more.
Yeah.
When did I put it on? It was last night, wasn't it?
Did you pull arm hair out there?
Yeah.
Scruffy son.
Yes, well.
I just asked that though, didn't I? Didn't I ask that earlier off camera?
How you did?
Oh, it's all on. Who's Jake wanting to box in the amateurs? Anyone your weight? And what weight would you be boxing at as well?
I think
Just for people.
I got asked if I'd make 65. I think I could make it, but I think I'd have to kill myself to do it.
Right.
I wouldn't feel stronger out that way. So I think I was on the phone to one of my old coaches today, and because I have no idea about the weights in the amateurs, I have no idea about amateur boxing.
Richie.
Yeah. So I had no idea about amateur boxing. So I asked her what are the weight categories, and it's I think the next weight's either is it 67.5 and then 70.
Changed, hasn't it?
Nah, it's changed now. It's every 5 kilo.
Every 5 kilo.
That's another reason why I turned on like.
So what would that mean?
So I think it's 16 and 65, 70. I think it works out that way.
Oh, so I'd either have to box at 70 or 65.
Yeah.
Aye, which is shy because it's 5 kilos. So
What you want now, like?
if you box at
I
75,
think I'm closer to 70 than I am 69. Do you know what I mean? But from what I've seen, like the
what do you
lads.
prefer though? Do you like when you're cutting weight?
See, unlicensed, I've never really cut much
Cut
weight.
weight. Then
No,
do it in
never.
the amateurs, then.
Yeah.
Because you get a day before, you get mostly a day before weighing the license. So if you're not cutting weight in the license, why would you do it for the amateurs?
Yeah.
What
See, I was speaking.
same day weighing, get caught on the top of the head guard.
Yeah.
I mean, top of the head guard, top of your Temple and get fucking flashed. I did with Sean Huddar. I got flashed.
I was
I got
speaking
stopped
of,
off Sean Huddar because I was,
Did you?
I was weight trained, 57 kilo.
you know,
About
no
3 hours
Malachi
in the
McHale.
We'll have to get on in the pros, boys.
I sparred him not long ago actually, but he's totally different weights now. Well, I'm 75 kilo. He's
Still
fucking-
like Sean, like.
What's he? 60 or something?
Did you spar much as kids? Like, well, he was at 30, wasn't
Nah, not really. I think I sparred him a couple of times.
he? Yeah.
Good boxer, him, like.
Oh, he's class, man.
He's sharp. He's sharp. He was fast.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
speaking
I
of,
would never went that way without fighting anyhow if I was weight trained though.
Oh,
What are you saying?
do you know Malachi?
I know Malachi.
Yeah, I was speaking to him the other day. I was with him the other day, and he was saying I won't be. If I box at 65, I wouldn't be a big 65 kilo. Saying I'd be like,
You're just as big as me.
yeah,
People are weight bullies, aren't they? They're like,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like
People
70.
shave
They
their
are
arms
I've
and
seen-
amateurs,
weight.
but you just got to think, like all these amateur lads that's killing themselves for weight. Like,
Yeah, I know.
there's a lot of amateur lads killing themselves for weight in the North East.
Yeah,
yeah, they shave their hair off and that to make weight sometimes. Like, some of straight on Richie
All
was
they
saying
do.
to
how
me,
much is in that,
how
like,
much-
Jack?
No, but like, I know, but like, I'm just, you know.
No, in yours, I
over-
want to know.
Oh, fucking man, loads, mate. Man, when it's
Hey,
straight.
look,
I
it's disgusting.
boxed
That's
Harris,
what
I boxed Harris a man as well. I've boxed Harris a
Yeah.
man, and he's still boxing at the same weight.
When was
Yeah.
that? How long ago was that?
Like 4 year ago.
Bad though, innit?
Like he's boxing. How can you be physically boxing at the same weight, right? When you're coming up, what's it? You'd be older than me, I think, a little bit. 22-year-old. How are you still at the same weight 3 or 4 years ago? It's not good. That's not normal.
Look at your body's
Can't be
growing,
good
innit?
for you, surely.
You know,
that's what I'm
you know,
saying,
You like get into the gym, lift some weights or something, put some fucking highs on. You know what I mean?
some of these lads will probably be watching this, like, and they'll be wondering why, because it's not very, like, heard of, you know what I mean? Like, people going, from your experience in the amateurs, going on license and then to know what you'll be like and get used to it before you turn over, what would you kind of say to them?
What's arguing?
For some of the lads that you've boxed even watching this thing, and why is he going on license?
I didn't really give a fuck about what people think. I used to care too much, but now I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people would have been slating us and slagging us off. But then seeing people who were slagging us off, who were saying, Callum shitting and they get in the ring with us and then I bring fireworks. Everyone used to slag me off and I get in the ring with them and it's different gravy. Then now when, like, every single fight I've been in, William Tyers, Harrison Man, like, Tom Welland, Nelson Birchall, I've boxed everybody, Mark Baker back in the day in Repton, I've boxed literally everybody you can think of. And like, everyone used to think, he's not that good. And then they get in the ring with us and they're like, he's good. And that's what William Tyers, and he used to be very respectful after his fighting. Say, like, I'm a good kid, his dad used to always say, like, I'm tough as I come, I'm game. I'd fight anyone, me. I was like a bit of a journeyman in amateurs, to be fair, towards the end, because I was getting in the fights and not bothered if I was winning or losing. I was just getting in a fucking fight because I just like fighting. I just love violence, really.
Alright.
Who did Will just fight, like, not long ago? When we were at Billingham, who did he fight?
Cammy,
Before Cammy?
I boxed Cammy, I beat Cammy high.
did you?
I beat Cammy
He's a
high.
good
So you've
boxer.
literally boxed everyone, like, in the region, haven't you?
Cammy,
Aye.
boxed literally everyone. I boxed Lewis Bennett back in the day. I boxed everyone. Billy Hope, when he was at Berkeley. I boxed Sean Huddart. Obviously, that Sean Huddart fight was, obviously I was weight trained, so that would have went a different way otherwise. But I should never have boxed at that weight. I should have been 60 kilo. I could have been boxing Shane Paterson. That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Was we're in Weymouth for years, and then I went to Kenton, and he got put in the same weight group with us with William Tyers, and then he pulled out because he packed in. But that would have been an interesting fight, me versus Shane Paterson.
Yeah.
But I've literally boxed everyone, mate. I've stacked of people from Ireland, like all over the place, Wales. But that's the thing, like all the good kids back in the day, they're totally different to all the amateurs now. I didn't think the amateur scene's nowhere near as good as it used to be. Like
thing is, because
all
the
these
same
lads
reason.
who's on now, I've never even heard of.
I think it's the same reasons as what you're saying, though, is why people have left, because they're getting sick of, like, decisions and...
I think
Stuff like
most of the good lads back in the day, or all the travelling lads, now they're just working and grafting and that. There was a lot of good kids back in the day, like, I think it was a bit more like boxing back in the day was just a lot better, in my opinion.
It wasn't on the social way, not as much of the social media.
It's not even about the social media, like all the kids were good kids. And when you used to think about it, the easiest round was the North East rounds to get out of, and then get down the country, you'd get like the Northwest Midlands and that, which were still, but you always knew West Ham, Repton kids were the hardest kids to come up against. And
I boxed on a West Ham show, like.
didn't get us wrong. Some of the Repton West Ham kids are still good, but the hardest rounds to get out of now are the North East.
When you go sparring and that down London, you get a real taste of fucking boxing, like.
Oh, we used
Like
to go every
different
year.
gravy
Us,
down there.
West Ham, Repton, what was the other club?
There's
Rainham,
peacocks. You got
Rainham.
peacocks. Peacock's a good gym. I did a few camps in the army.
When we used to go down there.
Down London, I boxed a lad on the West Ham show, and I got stopped in the second round because that was my first ever loss. So I was a proper shock to the system, because you get used to being up here because you kind of know everyone, and you spar them and you fight them a couple of weeks later or whatever. When you go down there, you get put in the fucking deep end, and you come against top level kids even before they've had the experience, because they've just been training for years and years and years, and they're around top talents all the time. But
I just got tossed straight in the deep end. I think it was like my third fight in.
aye.
I boxed that Mark Baker from Repton, but at the time he won the Europeans. Got tossed straight in with him, and then who else did I fight? Jack Lambert. I boxed Jack Lambert. I remember warming up with the pads next to him, thinking, "Fuck, now that lass is kind of good," because he had long hair. He still does have long hair. I was thinking, "Fuck, now that lass is kind of good." Then my coach was like, "That's probably a funny moment." And then I was like, my coach was like, "You boxing him?" I said, "Nah, no chance." I swear down, I got in the ring for him, punched us, pillar to
Fucking
post.
hell.
Pillar to post. It was fucking unbelievable.
But is anyone you want to box in the amateurs, Jake? Anyone at your weight?
No, I can think of. No, I don't really know. I don't know it. I don't know the circuit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't know names and
Get him
stuff like that.
Cameron Ali?
Cameron Ali, is he still boxing in the amateurs, or is he turned
yeah.
out?
No, he has. He's still natural progression.
Get yourself in with Cam. Test yourself. You see how
Yeah.
good
Yeah,
you are.
that's what I want. I'm coming over. I want to be tested. Do you know what I mean? I want to know where I stand with it.
Well, there you go. Only 65 kilograms.
Who has got the belt at 65 kilogram now? Do you know
Cameron,
that?
well, it was 67, but if it's changed,
65. And
No,
He'll-
Will won it.
obviously,
We'll beat-
Kai
we'll beat him, aye.
well, didn't
We'll
he?
beat him back.
We'll beat him, aye. So we'll have it.
Will Tyres. He's in your gym.
I will tell you that.
Good sparring for you, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Before I move on to the question I ask everyone at the end, just to each other again, what's your opinion on license? On license. Now you're turning to the amateurs.
Don't get me wrong. I've not my opinion on unlicensed boxing's never changed. It's never the only difference with it for me is just the levels.
No.
How far you can go with unlicensed and how far you can go with the amateurs is. I feel like it's up and down here. Do you know what I mean? I'd won belts and that on unlicensed. I'd won I'd boxed. I won't say I've boxed everyone because I haven't had that many fights, but I boxed. I never said no to a fight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I boxed sort of the bigger names that you could think of on the unlicensed scene that I got offered, and I just felt like going back Callum Armstrong fight was the best fight I could have had. Do you know what I mean? He was the biggest name. He's the best on the scene. Do you know what I mean? And even if I did beat him, I don't feel like much would have come from it. Do you know what I mean? I feel like in the amateurs, if I'm beating big names and I've come it's a lad who's come from unlicensed boxing and he's coming over and it's his third, fourth amateur bout and he's beating good kids, that gets my name out there. Do you know what I mean? I just felt like I hit a plateau with it. But I couldn't really get any further.
So your opinion hasn't changed on unlicensed? Still think it's good for?
Yeah, I do think it's good. I think it's good for. I think it's good. I think you need to stand out
Aye.
You need to really stand out on the unlicensed scene, like to go anywhere with it. Because
Yeah.
if you don't, you're just put in a category.
Yeah.
You know, amateur
He's an
boxing.
unlicensed boxer.
No, it is. Sorry, you can carry on a second. While I'm on it, I've got it in my head. I'll fucking forget it otherwise. Amateur boxing's not amateur boxing, I don't think. Because, you know, from my experience, because I used to train at Billingham from the start, they won't card you unless you're at a certain level. I feel like
Depends where you go.
I get an opinion of. So, and I think the levels in amateur boxing, if you look, everyone's like, I think.
I mean,
compared
it's
to-
like Billingham, that's the case. But if you go to like other clubs and that, they'll card anyone. As long as
Is
you
it?
pass a medical eye.
Because every time I've been to amateur things, everyone's like unbelievable. Even
Yeah.
like they've had one or two about the unbelievable. But a license, you can just go in and have a go. Like I feel like a license is more amateur than amateur. I feel like amateur's more like the next step and then.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
At
I
skill
agree with
level?
that. I agree with that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
It
people might say to you, Callum, because I don't know if it's again just the name that unlicensed has had over the years, but people might look at you and say like you're taking a step back.
Yeah, why you're dropping
you're
down
taking
all
a
that.
step down.
That's what we've just been speaking about there. Like, to other people, it looks like I'm taking a step back, but like that kid who I've just boxed there, Lewis Carey, he's been unbeaten for the last 10 years or whatever. He's beat Pick Jardine, he's beat Chris Wood, like he's beat everybody you can think of, and I guaranteed some of these amateurs, if they went to the unlicensed now and fought Lewis Carey or Pick Jardine or one of them strong cunts and got in the clinches, most of these amateurs when they're getting in the clinches and that, because they're so used to the referee
Yeah,
being there, like they do not have a clue what to do in the clinch.
get hurt.
Get hurt, 10-ounce gloves on. That's why I've done it. Like some people will realise why I've done it, but then I can understand people's opinion
Aye.
that it is a step back. It would be a step back if I'm fighting people who are fucking shite,
Aye.
but I'm not. I'm coming to fight people who are pretty good, like ex-pros and everyone. I'm fighting on Gorilla. I'm trying to get good fights.
Yeah.
I'm not here to fight in no license against shit people. I'm here to fight good people.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense to me. I agree with your move personally.
All like everything I've been doing recently, like I didn't want to let too much out, but like some of the things I've been working on, like clinches and that, like some of the things the bare knuckle fighters doing the clinch and that, like I'm working on a few things now what I've never worked on in amateurs in my life. Never
yeah.
ever.
Well,
Which
just
it should be good for you in amateurs. Like now,
Yeah.
like you know the clinch work and like you can take a shot with a town's gloves on. Maybe you can walk a bit further forward.
Yeah, see,
Other
that's
people
how I
12
feel.
ounce gloves
That's why I feel Rogan does so well.
Have you never been hurt? Have you never been hurt with 12-ounce gloves on? 10-ounce gloves on?
Have I?
Have you been hurt?
Bar in my last fight, no. I got dropped in my last fight.
Did
First
you?
time I've ever been dropped.
But like, at least you know,
Yeah.
12-ounce gloves on.
Not to the head. I've never been hurt to the head.
The
with
amateur
10 ounce
gloves are a
on.
lot more padded than the pro
Yeah, I've
gloves.
seen them.
Ginger though, aren't you?
So-
Gingers don't get knocked out.
You know, you
easy.
get more
Definitely.
for the shots a little bit more. The amateur, I think the amateur now is nowhere near as good as it used to be. Some of the kids I didn't know, most of the good kids now are turning pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just answered me
With
question.
all the
there.
new kids coming through now, but even all these new kids, what I've just said earlier, all these new kids, all these travelling, you used to walk about and you used to see all these travelling kids. You used to be a bit scared to fight a travelling kid because you thought, oh, it's going to be good in, but you didn't even see many of them about now.
Aye.
You didn't. There's barely any travelling kids.
So
They're all working now.
your opinion on your license has stayed the same.
Yeah.
Yours is different.
Mine's
Them
different
two.
now.
Fair enough. Last question that I ask everyone before we finish on any Bullshit Club podcast is: imagine you sat here again in 5 years. What would have to have happened to say that you have done what you want to achieve or made it? Want to go first?
Well, I've just this is a little moment to get out there. I've just started my own little business in personal training, and I 5 years time, even in the next year or so, I want to be able to leave work what I'm doing now, because at the moment I'm going work, doing these personal training sessions, straight to the boxing gym, straight back to the gym to do more sessions,
Yeah.
and then I'm home 9, 10 o'clock. So what I want out of this is to be able to be in the gym full time, do you know what I mean, and be able to go full time in boxing. So yeah, I want to grow this business so that I can leave work and have that time in the gym to be full time boxing. 5 years time, I will want to be a pro by then.
Any local businesses? How old are you?
19.
Any local businesses, young lad, 19-year-old, who's going from unlicensed to the amateurs because he wants to get the accolades that Callum's got, or somewhat near before he turns pro. You've just heard what he wants to do. He wants to start do boxing full time or be around boxing full time to reach his goals. Get in touch with what's your at on Instagram.
Jake Paterson 11.
Jake Paterson 11 on Instagram. Get in touch with him, and and get behind him. You just heard his story, heard what he's all about, where he wants to go. He's a good lad, young lad, got a lot of aspirations. So get behind him as much as possible. Callum, where do you want to be in 5 years, mate? Just out here.
To the top, really.
In the pros.
To the top in the pros.
World straps.
Literally. Obviously, everyone wants the traditional route, but even if I end up getting on Misfits, like, I'll be happy for that. But I've always dreamed from a young boy to be like world champion, like of Floyd Mayweather. Like, you can only dream to be one of them, but to become one of them. Someone from Southwark as well, like, my area is pretty deprived, like, it's a council estate. Like, if I'm from Southwark and I've got a world title, like, so if Josh Kelly, he's from Sunderland as well, there's only, again, another world title in Sunderland, I'd be happy. I want to go all the way. And now I'm good enough to go all the way, but it's just all about what happens is now. Like, am I going to get a TikTok that's going to blow up and then get an offer, or am I not? If I didn't, then I probably will turn like bare knuckle or something.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah. So obviously you'll be looking for the backing and the support as well. What do you do? Are you doing this full time? What are you doing at the minute?
I'm a full-time athlete. I literally eat, sleep, train, repeat. Like, that's all I do. If I'm not at boxing, I'm in the gym. If I'm not in the gym, doing something, I literally just buy and sell things to keep myself ticking over. But I can't keep doing this forever because I need to start making money myself.
Takes a toll on you, doesn't it?
That's another reason. Like, there's so many reasons why I turned unlicensed.
Yeah.
Is another reason to make money.
Get paid, yeah. 100%.
Get paid.
100%. Jack, what do you want to accomplish in 5 years, mate?
I don't know, you know.
I've had one of my questions for you as well, and you can put this into one. Are you still going to be doing your food reviews? Is that what you're going to be doing forever, or?
So, you know what? For people who don't probably know, if you watch my food reviews, you'll probably know. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't gamble, I don't do nothing. I'm teetotal on everything.
You just won a load of money in Vegas on the gambling machines.
No, it's just clickbait. Certainly clickbait. Won't be sat here if I did that, bro. Do you know what I mean? I'd be in Marbella somewhere, but...
Thanked everyone about getting married as well.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't fall for that one, like.
Honestly, I set that up before going. I said it was going to be in the vlog, yeah. So, yeah, food's always been my outlet. I've always been a fat kid. Like, God's honest truth. This is not hyperbole. This is not exaggeration. When I was 5-year-old, I was 9 stone. Swear to God. And
Seen a picture of...
Yeah. And I could finish a full Palmo when I was 5-year-old. God's honest truth. So food's always been my thing. Always love food. This food review, I never want it to stop. Like, I love it, mate. This is my vice. So when someone goes out and spends 500 quid on a night out, loving it, that's me in a takeaway. I've told you before, haven't I? Like, you say, how much that Chinese cost, Jack? Cost me 100 quid. He's like, fucking hell, Jack. I'm like, yeah, but how much you spend on a night out? I don't do that. This is my little thing, do you know what I mean? So for me, it's a true passion. I'd love to get on Misfits as well. I love my boxing. I'm not the best boxer, never claim to be. I'm an entertainer, mate. Do you know what I mean? I can't box. I just fight, mate. I just fight and entertain. So I'd love to get on Misfits, see where that takes me. But I'd love my own little food documentation, like, properly. I know I do it on TikTok. I know I'm doing well. But properly, you know, like that Man versus Food.
Yeah.
I used to watch that as a kid. I used to fucking love that. You used to be too young for that. Do you ever remember him?
I do remember.
Dad in Richmond. Do you remember him? Yeah.
Aye.
I'd love to do something like that. Properly. You see all these influencers now. Like, I was watching a Channel 4 show or whatever for that gypsy lass. I can't remember her name now. But what's she called? She does all them podcasts. That Grace or whatever she's called. That blonde lass.
I know what you mean. I know exactly.
You know, that YouTuber and all that. You know what I mean? She's got her own show now, and she got this lass from TikTok to go on. But just from YouTube and TikTok, she's got her own TV show.
Do you have a YouTube account?
Yeah, I do. I've been doing my vlogs. I've been trying to grow it. The Palmo Prince for all my social people get out. But
I think you'd be good at doing like the vlogs, like, you know, like on different destinations.
That's what I was doing.
Amsterdam and like
in Vegas. Swear down. I vlogged it all. I'm trying to get on, because you know what it is? TikTok's easy to get better, like higher, faster, if you notice that.
Yeah.
But YouTube's been around forever. It's established. So YouTube's where you want to be. So
yeah, I feel like it's a lot harder to make it on YouTube. That's how you make your money in it.
I've only got like just under 400 followers.
The YouTube and TikTok's the only things that monetize. Any boxing's main thing is Facebook and Instagram. But that's
Yeah.
because we generate sponsors and that's how we get our income from businesses and that will help us, you know what I
I
mean?
don't have any sponsors, mate. I could probably do sponsors, but I feel shan taking sponsors. But,
know, but-
it's a good way of
You know, 100%.
getting myself out there. I get the views, I've got the followers, not loads, but I've got enough. Do you know what I mean? So I'd love to have my own like a TikTok or YouTube going around all these destinations,
Yeah.
reviewing food, all the best delicacies. Do you know what I mean? I'd love that.
I'd
So
run a
if any
little
businesses
restaurant
want to
one day,
sponsor me,
Aye.
holler at me. What are you saying?
Yeah, I'll run a little restaurant one day.
People have inquired about that, you know. God's on the truth, people have asked
Any
if I want to open a restaurant.
family life any years or not?
What's that?
Kids,
No kids,
wife.
I'll be doing with that.
Well, at the
I
moment,
will say, innit?
We'll see.
You kind of predict the future.
Nah. But Jack, obviously, and that's usually my last question, but I haven't really asked you about it. But you've been on the sidelines a bit with any boxing and that, and you've seen everything going on. What's your crack? What do you think about where we are now? Now I'm back on my own kind of thing. Obviously, you and Hal are there and stuff like that. And
I just do my own thing. Like I've said, Dylan knows my opinion from the start, innit? Like, of how things was. And I just think, keep it simple, innit? I like how we are free. Like, you know what it is? You are
it
the
got
man.
very thick, very fast, didn't it?
It got, yeah, it did. And I just think you are the man behind it. You know this. Me and Hal help when we can, but I have every faith in you that you'll get it to where it needs to be. You're a good lad. You've got good morals. You've seen some things. You've done some things. I think you have got all the ability to get it to where it needs, and me and Hal will help you along the way. But you are the gaffer. You are the main guy.
Yeah.
Without you, North East boxing wouldn't be what it is. If you look now, how many media channels are popping up now? You
Oh,
probably
but I want to go with the zone, lads. I want to get with the zone.
No, but this is what I'm saying.
Anyone who wants to,
the zone.
anyone wants to do this, fucking holler.
But
Get
no,
in touch and you can come and be the co fucking man or whatever.
100%. But this is what I'm saying. If you look at all the media channels around the boxing around the North East now, how many is there? There's loads. Why? Because of you. You started this in the North East. I know there was ones doing it before from wherever, but in the North East there was no one. You paved the way. Whether people like it or not, you've inspired people. Because they wouldn't have done it otherwise, because no one else had the idea, did they?
I know.
Otherwise they'd have done it. So you got a lot to think about, mate. There can be other people that are doing it, but you were the creator. You were the starter.
Should definitely give yourself a pat on the back for it, like,
Because without you, look at all like.
Well, look what you're doing
for
for us now, right now, sitting here.
That's what I'm saying. And all the
Get
young
us.
amateur boxers. Look, how many parents have come up to you at shows and like they've been like buzzing with you, or they've been like, oh, where can I find this? Like, I can never like record my son's belt. Like little things you might not think it matters, but it does. And you were the guy for
It
this.
keeps going. I'm not even gonna fucking lie to you, right? When people start walking away and that, and like gets to you, because you think, what the fuck am I doing it for? You help people, and you've seen Jack. All they try to do, whether it's internal with any boxing or even outside of it, all they try to do is help people, not for my own gain, for everyone else's, to try and fucking bring everyone under the same umbrella.
We haven't took a penny out of it yet.
No,
do you know what I mean? It's
not at
all
all.
non-profit, you know.
But do you know what it is? I need to start looking after myself now, and I think I need to keep going. Even though it gets hard now, I've been on my knees with it, and I thought, fuck this, I'm just going to wrap it in, go back to work, my job full time, and let someone else pick up the rein and continue doing it. But it's a lot bigger than me. Any boxing, all this, like you mentioned about social media and that, it's a lot bigger than me. So I need to keep doing it. It's me. I think it's my calling. I think it's the reason that I was kept alive fucking 4 years ago. So
100%.
that's why I need to keep doing it. I will keep doing it. But your support is massively appreciated, and lads, thanks for coming on today. It's good to have the conversation about the unlicensed, shed a bit of light on amateur and unlicensed at a good time in your careers. And I wish you now but the best of luck. Probably see you around. I'll see you at the Gorilla show. Jake, I'll probably see you at an amateur show, and it'll be good to have a bit crack with you after his box. But yeah.
Any
thanks for coming
final
on.
words, boys? Anything you want to say to the camera before we fuck
Anyone you
off?
want to
Eddie
call
Earn,
out?
innit? Eddie Earn. I want Eddie Earn, the signers.
There you go, Eddie.
Eddie,
What's
fucking
the
signers.
big boy. Contract.
Anyone you just want to, this is what Fight Your Corner does, fucking what's he called? Tony Bellew and Parsons do, but is anyone you want to call out? Anyone? Doesn't have to be in the region, it could be,
oh my God,
it could be to do with boxing or an establishment, whether it's sport, like some kind of sport, anything.
No, you want to say anything? Any final words, son?
Nah, not really. Just this kid on Gorilla, he's getting smashed a bit. And then Kieran Hughes, I'm not sure if you've seen that little, having a little bit of a back and forth. It's a bit respectful at the minute, but Kieran Hughes, you're in for a hard night. So just keep fucking training hard, because I think you got a good 30 seconds in you, and then you're getting stopped, mate.
I want to see a good beating on Kieran Hughes.
Fuck
Is that a
Kieran,
big
you know.
pick?
And that'd be a good
fuck
fight.
Kieran,
I
because you
think,
know what it was? He wasn't respectful with Pick, you know. Pick's man was on death's door, bless him. He had a full family to look after, her to look after, and he was being nothing but disrespectful. So for me,
And even after the fight, though,
even after the fight, I've never met the guy, but someone who talks badly of someone go for a bad path like that, bad guy, you know, internally,
That's the reason, isn't it?
he hasn't got a clean heart. Do you know what I mean? You can talk all what you want and say what you want there to Kieran Hughes, but you can see you've got a clean heart, so it doesn't matter because it's just boxing. But he had a dirty heart, in my opinion. So for that, fuck Kieran Hughes, in my opinion. Fuck him.
Kieran Hughes getting
Fuck him
smacked,
up.
mate.
Well, lads, what a way to end it. No, lads, pleasure. It's been episode 6 of the Bullsh podcast. Thanks for watching.